Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. Your host tonight is an Eagles fanatic.
I already know I like it because it's on a Philadelphia Eagle.
He talks about the Eagles even when they aren't being pulled.
Can't say enough good things. The only negative thing I can say is he's not a Philadelphia Eagle because we had a horrible draft. I'll always hype up an Eagle. Don't you worry, Fonz.
Make sure to ask to see a sweet thigh tattoo. Your host tonight, Colin, a.k.a. Thor Rudisill.
And here at the UA studio in Burr Ridge, Illinois, this is Ultimate Autographs. How's everybody doing today? Colin alongside Chinmay, ready to go on a Saturday morning here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. It's a little early for my taste, Chinmay, I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm ready to go, one way or another.
9 a.m. on a Saturday? No place better to be than the UA live breaker.
Couldn't agree more with that. Especially when it's loaded up like it is in that college series specifically. A lot of speed flex is still in play there, including Josh Allen, Bo Nix. We got Jonathan Taylor and Troy Polamalu. A lot of big-time authentics. There's a triple signed out there for you Ohio State Buckeye fans. 3 Heisman winners in Eddie George, Troy Smith, and Archie Griffin. 2-time Heisman winner. Technically, there's 4 Heisman trophies in those 3 players, which is pretty awesome. Steve Smith, Ed Reed, Terrell Davis, all the big names in that one, guys. 15 headliners, 25 boxes. Pretty awesome. Other awesome thing, my favorite series. I'll get to yours. I don't think we've ever worked together. I don't even think during your training. I don't remember. Maybe one show when you were training. I can't remember. But one way or another.
No, I think this is our first show together.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Because the training was pretty much all with Common.
That makes sense.
6 p.m. shows, yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Well, my favorite series, Chinmay, is the 1 and 4 overall, just because you see the most variety there through all the sports and also some entertainment. And we still got some massive names in there. If you are into football, we still got you covered there because there's a Sharps Bro Speed Flex side by Sterling and Shannon, which is pretty awesome. There's a Steve Smith Senior Speed Flex. But you get all the other cool stuff like a Kevin Garnett, Larry O'Brien trophy, which is pretty awesome. There's a Malkin helmet in there, too, if you're a hockey fan. Even if you're a WWE fan, we got the Tribal Chief in there, Roman Reigns, and all sorts of other great stuff. Connor Bedard, Dwayne Wade, John Stockton, all that good stuff. Do you have a favorite item that's left?
Well, I'm a basketball fan, but I'm also a soccer fan. That Holland ball.
Pretty unique.
Look, I don't know what kind of connection we have with Erling Haaland that we're getting all this merch, but I like it.
Yeah, me too. The blonde wonder over there across the pond. Anyway, for the 1 and 4, we got 27 boxes, so this series is really just getting started. 17 headliners left in that one. Pick 6 diamonds, best series pound for pound in the room, as you guys know. Josh Allen on the speed flex still out there. Aaron Donald and A.J. Brown, 1 and 3. Chance at a headliner in the diamond helmets. Practice squad. Loaded with authentics, guys. Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, Terrell Davis, Mike Evans. You can win those for under $50, which is insanity. Bo Jackson licensed jersey. That thing is sick, too. and Jim Kelly. 6 headliners, 14 boxes there. The vault still got a speed flex with Jamar Chase and Tony Romo. Authentics like Jordan Love, Lawrence Taylor, Puka Nacua. It's actually on a replica helmet, but still, that's one of my favorite receivers in the league.
Yeah.
I wasn't quick. Nobody drafted him. I mean, some people did, but I wasn't quick enough on the week 1 to grab him off waivers.
I was on the waivers. So the league, a couple of leagues. One league I'm in, we do the standard waivers, like just worst team gets first priority.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the commissioner didn't reset that, so it didn't reset after each claim. So the worst team
always
kept getting priority.
Oh gosh.
So that was a rough one that quickly got changed.
Yeah,
and
had to.
And then the other league, we do like the free agency money.
Oh yeah, I think that's the way to do
money.
it. Mm-hmm.
So I got Nacua in the waivers for like under $20 in the waiver money because people thought he's gonna drop off against the 49ers the week after.
Nope.
I was like, let's take a chance here, and that worked out.
Yeah, dude's a bona fide number 1, and now him paired with Devontae Adams. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hopefully,
to watch.
as long as everyone stays healthy.
Yes.
That'll be a fun offense.
I'm a huge fan of Kyron Williams, too. He's a guy that could be hiding in the diamonds, by the way. But there's a lot of good stuff, man. Jared Verse, by the way, still in there on the Vault series as well. That dude's a stud. I mean, the Rams are going to be kind of scary.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, the Rams were I know you're an Eagles fan. The Rams were what? 30 seconds away from potentially going to overtime against the Eagles.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, if it doesn't snow in that game, maybe the Rams come out ahead. And they were staying right with the Eagles. It's a very good Rams team.
The Rams have played the Eagles very well over the last couple of years. And yeah, I'm with you. I think they only got better. It's going to be fun to watch the Rams and NFL as a whole. It's a tease. The draft happens. Everybody gets excited about their teams. And then you got to wait, 4 months until we get any sort of football.
A lot of Bears fans are excited.
Are you a Bears fan?
No, not a Bears fan.
No?
I'm a Packers fan.
Packers fan. Okay,
This is why Dom and I have a blast every Saturday.
Just green and yellow anthem happening.
Just talking Packers. But yeah, I mean, Bears fans are hyped as always. Every late April,
off-season
early May.
champs 2 years in a row, so they say.
This is apparently the year for the Bears. So who knows? We'll see in November what they're saying.
Well, they at least have to see another man that's in our Vault series twice a year, in Jordan Love on the full-size authentic, who got himself a shiny new toy at wide receiver for the first time in 15 years or something like that.
It's 20. So first time in the first round in 23 years.
23 years. Yeah. That's so ridiculous. But good for them as a whole. The Vault series, 12 headliners, by the way, only 17 boxes left. There's also 3 Vault keys. So, I mean, you can do the math on this. There's 15 headliners and Vault keys in 17 boxes. There's 2 things left we don't know in the entire series, which is pretty ridiculous.
And the $300 key is still left.
Yeah, the grand prize key.
In those Vault keys.
Yeah, we'll get more into that, too, on how that all works when we do the top-to-bottom rundown for those that don't know, so stay tuned. Can't miss jerseys. Still have Dick Butkus, Bijan Robinson, and Champ Bailey. 3 headliners left in 6 boxes, 50% chance. I think we covered about everything. Minis are pretty much brand new. I think there's 1 headliner gone. It's Luke Kuechly. There might be 2. We'll take a look. But mini helmets as a whole, pretty much brand spanking new. We got everything going here, guys. I'm ready to get started. Chinmay, excited to work for you for the first time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Make some magic happen. Here's the link to the live breaks page, guys, for anybody that wants to play. I know it was a late night last night during that UA After Dark, the Nightlight series, a hit as it always is. For those that haven't tuned in yet to a show, which is me also, I haven't checked it out, but I've seen replays. It looks like they do a great job. Very cool aesthetic and background, but a lot of 6 series happening there too. In the meantime, let's go ahead and set up our show. So first things first, we are going to need our dice roll. This will determine the amount of times we randomize everybody's names to their divisions. Needs to be at least a 6 or higher, and it'll be a 7. I deleted the dice roll, and I think it was 7 last night. I could have just left it. Next up, though, will be the Chase Wheel Spin once it pulls up. This is every series we currently have here at Ultimate Autographs. Let me get rid of the 2000s because that's gone. I think now we're good. What we're going to do is give it a spin. Whatever series it lands on will be the chase for the day. If we do any breaks in that series, you are automatically entered to a top spot draw to win up to $100. You don't even have to win the break. You just have to play in it. This is the best odds of winning in the break room at a 25% chance. That is the 1 in 4. So that'll be the chase for this show. And I'm going to do these guys one better because that's a little bit of a more pricey break. We'll double up the wheel spin. So how it's going to work is If you play in the 1 and 4, if we get a 1 and 4 break done, basically whatever number this lands on, we are going to double it. And you can at worst get $50. So like if it lands on 5, we're not going to give them 10. We'll give them $50 at the worst end. But if you land on 100, you're going to get $200 back. So that is even more incentive to play. And again, even if we only get one done in the 1 and 4, it's only a 4-spot break. So if you have one spot, you have a 25% chance of winning the Chase wheel spin. And as we kind of mentioned, this is still a loaded up series. I mean, basically all of the biggest stuff and biggest names are still out there. Everything that's been hit, if you're a baseball fan, it's been a little bit picked apart outside of that Mr. October Reggie Jackson jersey. But Bryce Harper, Ryan Sandberg, Fernando Tatis, those 3 are gone. And other than that, I think the Brett Favre is the only other one that's gone. So again, the KG, Larry O'Brien trophy, a lot of magic been happening in Boston, it seems like, over the last couple of years, especially in basketball. But Kevin Garnett's such a big part of that. And wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to back. I know it's such a hard thing to do in modern NBA, right? But they certainly have the team for it.
I think the Mahomes is also gone, just looking at the board.
Patty's gone too.
But
thank you.
That's, thankfully that mostly Vikings Favre helmet isn't coming out.
You're done with that?
Isn't coming out anytime soon.
It's got a little peak on.
Yeah.
But just a little peak.
Yeah. It's primarily Vikings, and that's just not something that I don't want to remember for Brett Favre. But
what about Jets?
That Steve Smith helmet is insane.
It's pretty next level. Yeah, and I'm sure we have a video of it. Here it is.
That thing is awesome.
Panthers across the top, ripped up, silver. I like the alternate logos too. You kind of got white on this side, blue on this side. For a guy that's, I mean, we were kind of having this debate during the week. Not a debate, more just a question if Steve Smith is a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. And I think Alex and I landed on yes, probably should be at some point. And Steven, we will definitely do that, brother. Box 15 for your personal. That'll be the first thing we do, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely.
Let me just finish this Can't Miss 1 and 4 rundown, and then we'll flip over to that, Mr. Remick. We do have the Tribal Chief, as mentioned. Roman Reigns put on an excellent match at WrestleMania for the main event on Saturday night. That is still available. We've still got all sorts of other things, like the Sharp Bros, Sterling and Shannon, both one helmet on a Hall of Fame Speed Flex, which is pretty awesome. The bats are gone. However, a lot of these jerseys still there, including one of the best pure point guards of all time, and John Stockton. Dwayne Wade out there too, got to be a top shooting guard of all time. So definitely 2 big-time basketball hits. And at least here in the Chicagoland area, sick looking jersey here on Connor Bedard. Thank you, sir. That is a licensed jersey, by the way. All 3 of these licensed jerseys, but a licensed jerseys Fanatics you see here for Connor Bedard. Hockey jerseys are very expensive unsigned, especially when you're talking about one of the more young and exciting prospects in the league. This is probably a very, very expensive jersey when it's all said and done. And again, you can still double it up with Evgeny. Is it Evgeny? I always forget how to say his first name.
Evgeny Malkin.
Thank you, Evgeny Malkin, the Pittsburgh Penguin helmet. I love when we get any of these hockey helmets. They're very cool. Especially when you compare it up with a Connor Bedard jersey.
Malkin's a 4-time Stanley Cup champion, or it's either 3 or 4.
Let's see. We can fast check it right now.
I know he was on the last 2 Penguins titles. I don't know if he was on I don't know if he was on both of the first.
Yeah, it looks like 3-time Cup winner.
Okay,
but
yeah.
Look at all these other accolades for him. He's a 2-time Ross winner.
One of the all-time greats of the current hockey generation. I know. You know, Sidney Crosby drew all the headlines for the Penguins, but Malkin was definitely like 1A in that in that roster, and
the Russian Bear.
Yeah, that's a great helmet to get if you're a hockey fan. And Bedard, obviously, not just because we're in the Chicago area, but he looks like he's going to be the next great hockey superstar.
He really started to turn it up at the end of the year, which was exciting to watch. The Blackhawks as a whole, I think, were a lot of thorns in team sides, which is what you want to see. It's finally, it was kind of positive. It took all season, but hey, they got there. Outside of that, I think the Kareem basketball is still alive. So we got a ton of photoed headliners, guys. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 photoed headliners still out here in the Can't Miss 1 and 4. Basically every single listed headliner as well. The only ones that are gone, I believe, are Akeem Olajuwon and then Chris Webber. So Aiden Hutchinson, Jose Ramirez, Steven Stamkos, Don Mattingly, Mark Messier. Actually, Chris Webber is still there, so there you go. Basically, all these are still out there, guys. 1 and 4, 17 headliners, 27 boxes. Should be fun. But Steven Remick, there you are, my man. We got box 15. Let's do it. In the mini helmets. Get the show started here with a coin toss mini helmet, box 15. Good luck, Mr. Remick. Again, I think just about every photoed headliner still there. I know Luke Kuechly's gone. Let's see if we get another one right here. The answer is no, but we do have a guy that was very good in his time. The first man to ever have 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in the same season on a beautiful slate mini helmet. We got Roger Craig. Roger Craig, Steven Remick, congratulations, man. Roger Craig had definitely probably 3 Hall of Fame worthy seasons, and unfortunately just couldn't string them together. Injury obviously plays a part of that as well. But this is one of the better slate helmets in the game, in my opinion, especially when you put the gold ink with it. Very nice, man. He said, thanks, guys. You got it, bro. Congrats on Roger.
Yeah, no problem.
So Roger Craig out of the mix. That was just a filler hit. So odds get better for the photoed and listed headliners in the mini helmets. But obviously speaks to the caliber too.
For sure. Steve Smith, 8th all time in receiving yards. The touchdowns were a little lacking.
Yeah.
I think he was in like the mid-20s on the touchdowns. But yeah, I'd lean to yes as a Hall of Famer. If he had a title, then I would
They'd put him over the top.
yeah.
Well, I think we were comparing him to Julio Jones' career, which is
Yeah.
also like, you know, he's got 13,703 yards. He's only got 66 touchdowns, though. Like, he didn't catch a lot of touchdowns, but he got a hell of a lot of yards. 7-time Pro Bowler. I mean, I don't know. Both those guys are like, yes, maybe. I don't think Streambo has that good of viewers. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and block that. Let's keep it going here, guys. We got a great-looking background here. Fun for the college series, the NIL Deal Lottery full-size helmet series. So, again, guys, this is a college series, but it is also the lottery series where you guys can get some gift cards on top of all of this great stuff. And there's a lot of great stuff that's still loaded up in this one. Speak of the devil, how about Steve Smith?
Yeah.
Utah Utes full-size authentic Schutt helmet. These are pretty much the only places you guys can get Schutt helmets. We do get them on the pro level occasionally, but mostly it's in the college, and we hardly ever see Utah. That's why I love the college series, because you get all sorts of different helmets just right out the gate. As cool as that helmet is, there are some cooler ones, especially when you're talking speed flexes. This Bo Nix Oregon Ducks ripped up with the old school logo for the Broncos. That's a pretty one-of-a-kind piece right there. Very awesome front and center for one of the best rookie quarterbacks last season. I don't know what your thoughts were on Bo Nix coming out of college, but the unanimity,
They weren't favorable. Let's just say that.
most of the people here were like, you know, like backup maybe, like, you know, we'll see. Nobody really had a lot of faith. I will certainly eat crow on that, because he has been fantastic. Dude has looked really good. Looks like he's the future there in Denver. Excited to see what the Broncos are going to bring to the table this year.
Yeah,
too.
we'll see how Bo Nix does in year 2. I think there was a little bit of I wouldn't say like overlooking Bo Nix in the Broncos last year, but teams may have taken them lightly, taken the rookie quarterback lightly. But now I think there will be a much more appreciation for what he
a little
can
bit
do,
more respect.
and we'll see if that if that brings out another level to Bo Nix, or if he kind of struggles a little bit. We'll see. That sophomore wall can be a thing for some quarterbacks, and that's a tough division.
It is.
That's a tough division to
That's
play
what I was just
in.
about to say. That AFC West probably as tough as it's been in, I don't know, almost a decade at this point, with Patrick Mahomes running the tables, the Chiefs running the tables. I still think they'll probably end up on top, but I think it's going to be more competitive this year as a whole.
Yeah.
And
I
a guy
agree.
that knows about competitive, I mean, he's MVP now. Josh Allen, Wyoming on the speed flex still out there too. Every bit of one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Easy top 3. I think it's him, Lamar, and Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion. But Josh Allen certainly earned it, and big-time player. I was also kind of on the board that the Bills were going to struggle last year, not because of Josh Allen, but more because of kind of the lack of weapons. The defense took a little bit of a hit in the offseason. I thought, the Bills maybe not going to be exactly what they were last year. He willed that team, made that team better. And yeah, the Bills looked phenomenal. Josh Allen looked phenomenal. That's a great piece right there. This is going to be a great quarterback, not only now, but for years to come. Bob's in the chat says, Nick's being from Oregon, Colin, you won't be eating crow, you'll be eating duck. Great point.
Correct.
Great point. I'll be eating duck.
Absolutely correct.
I almost never say the term eating crow, but I heard it like the other day, and I was like, and it's just in my head right now. But yeah, eating duck. Great point. Another Oregon quarterback just getting drafted, and Dylan Gabriel too, which was a little surprising to see him go where he went, especially with Shedeur going there a little bit after, but probably be getting Dylan Gabriel / Shedeur in the room at some point.
Yeah.
All the other rookies too.
That could be an interesting double signed helmet.
Yeah, right. Let's get the whole quarterback room. Throw Flacco on there.
Browns quarterback room.
Yeah. Who doesn't want that helmet? I gotta imagine everybody wants it. There's another speed flex out here. It's actually 2 more speed flexes out here. Jonathan Taylor on the ripped Wisconsin and Indianapolis Colts speed flex. He was such a great player at Wisconsin and is obviously a great pro too. A lot of worry for Jonathan Taylor when he wasn't signing his contract and he was holding out, and everybody was like, is Jonathan Taylor even gonna come back the same? Because you look at Melvin Gordon, you look at Le'Veon Bell, these guys that didn't come back the same. I'd say he came back even better.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy.
I think it was funny because, he had the contract holdout, I guess, or, he wasn't playing because of the contract. And then the Colts, someone, did the analysis. The Colts were essentially, getting the same run production with, Nyheim Hines.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
One other running
Alec
back.
Pierce or something like that.
Yeah, and then despite that, they still just brought back Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, yep. JT's a beast. I mean, dude's he's an interesting cat because he's really good in short yardage situation, especially when it's goal line situations, but just as easily he can rip off a 45, 50-yard run in an instant.
Yeah, definitely one of the best running backs.
Yeah, I would say one of the ones people don't talk about really. We talk about obviously Saquon and Derrick Henry and even Jahmyr Gibbs, but it's Jonathan Taylor's production's right up there,
I agree.
Anyway, 6 speed flex, ripped Wisconsin and Indianapolis. You just don't. That's the first time I've ever seen it. Underneath him for USC Trojans, we got Troy Polamalu, one of the best safeties of all time. That's another speed flex, guys. So how many have I named now? 4 speed flexes in this series still. And then a ton of authentic helmets. CeeDee Lamb still out there. Even as an Eagle fan, I recognize CeeDee Lamb's greatness. He's actually my favorite Cowboy, I would say, if I had to pick one. I like CeeDee Lamb. I met him once at a CSA show. He was signing. He was a super nice guy. And I was like, dang it, why are you so nice? Troy Aikman was the same way. I'm like, I really don't want to like you, but he was a very nice guy as well. Is Gronk still left in the vault? He is not. We will get to the vault probably next. There is a lot in there, though, Steven. A lot in that vault. We'll get there in 1 second. CeeDee Lamb still there. The triple signed Ohio State helmet still out there, too. 3 autographs from 4 Heismans. It's 3 winners, but obviously Archie Griffin, the only guy still, right, to win it twice.
Yeah.
Eddie George and Troy Smith. I know there was, who was it? Somebody was like, oh, this could be the guy to win it twice. It was either this year or last year. I can't remember who it was.
Tebow had a shot at winning it twice.
Yeah, but there's definitely been some times where Archie could have been caught. But not yet.
I guess Lamar had a chance to win it twice because he technically had about the same numbers his second year that he did the year after his Heisman year.
I think guys just don't stay long enough anymore. When they have their Heisman caliber year, it's usually their junior year or whatever, and then they go pro. So you don't really get to see the opportunity that much, and it's hard to do already. It's hard to win a Heisman.
Jameis would have had a shot because he came back after his Heisman season.
Yep. Yeah, I can't remember who it was. There was somebody that's like, oh, yeah, they're going to win it twice, maybe. And obviously it didn't happen. Outside of that, still got the A.J. Brown full-size authentic, Terrell Davis, Steve Smith, Ed Reed. So, again, all sorts of great stuff in this lottery series. A lot of listed names, too. Brian Thomas Jr., which we've only seen Brian Thomas Jr. a handful of times now. We've also got LaShawn McCoy, one of the best, actually currently for me, the best running back in Philadelphia Eagles history. I think Saquon's going to pass him, but Pitt Panther right there for LaShawn McCoy. We got Hines Ward, go Dogs. Warren Moon still out there for Washington, and Tim Brown, one of only a couple of guys to ever win a Heisman Trophy at wide receiver. It is me, Jay. Hello. I am here on a Saturday morning. I'm here, I'm there, I'm every effing where, like Roy Kent. Sorry, totally missed it, but Gronk's still in the vault. He is not, Steven. We're going to go there right now. But just for the college guys, 15 headliners, 25 boxes. Again, how it works is you get given a spot. So you could have the top spot. You'd have Wyoming, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Second spot would be Oregon, Georgia, Purdue, Colorado, so on and so forth. And then it is the lottery series, guys. So 10 boxes in this series. We'll have NIL deals with Ultimate Autographs. You get to spin the hopper in each ball. We'll have a corresponding gift card amount. And there are some big numbers on here. So definitely you could get some gift cards back. Quad box break's only $396, by the way. 4 boxes coming out. Definitely not a bad deal. I'm surprised you're up, Jay. I'm guessing you were playing last night.
I see his old messages in the
Yeah.
stream chat
Like-
from last night.
By the way, shout out Jay August for the Darius Slay. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I think I got a Darius Slay helmet from him. So appreciate
Okay.
you, brother.
All right.
I'm surprised. He loves the slates.
Isn't,
He's a huge fan of the slates.
Did Darius Slay get re-signed by the Eagles?
He did not.
Okay.
He's in Pittsburgh now.
I was gonna say I thought Darius Slay was somewhere else, but hey, Super Bowl, two-time Super Bowl champion, right?
That's right. I peed.
No.
One time.
Only
Yeah,
once.
he wasn't on the first team.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
right. What do you mean you peed? What are you talking about? And Eagles, 2 of my faves. Yeah, he loves the Eagles after last year, as I'm sure you do. And he loves the Slate helmet. So I'm actually surprised I got it. But thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. The Gronk is gone. We have talked about the vault. But guys, get this in the vault real quick. There are 12 headliners left in 17 boxes. There's 5 things we don't know. Of those 5 things, 3 of them have vault keys in them. $300 still out there, as Chinmay said at the top of the show. And there's still 2 $100 vault keys out there. So literally out of 17 helmets, 12 of them are headliners, and 3 of them have vault keys. We know what 15 of the 17 are going to be. There's only 2 things left that are going to be a filler hit that don't come with a vault key. That is pretty good, especially when you're looking at what's out here. That Puka Nacua, top left, again, fantastic rookie season, fantastic second year. When he's healthy, he's one of the best receivers in the game. It is a rep, but it's a rave, which is pretty awesome. I like the Rams rave. The yellow with the black is pretty cool. When I pee, I check brakes. How long is your pee? Especially with 8 things on the side, man. You got to really make that last. Outside of that, there's also still a couple of speed flexes out there. We got the Tony Romo speed flex, ripped up salute to service for one of the best quarterbacks in Cowboys
really
history.
nice, yeah.
It is cool. Yeah, we'll get a closer look at it. I think it's kind of a ripped 1.0, 2.0 salute, which is pretty cool. There's another speed flex too if you like ripped helmets. How about Jamar Chase? Triple Crown winner at wide receiver here. The orange visor with the Bengal bumpers. Very cool on Jamar Chase. One of the best wide receivers in the game, right? He's either 1 or 2, I think, in everybody's mind at this point. And after last year, it's kind of hard to argue he's not number 1. I mean, him and Jay Jettas, it has to be. I'm sure you're easy to take Jamar Chase since Jay Jetta's a Viking. I don't know how biased you play it.
No, it's definitely those 2 guys. They're 1 and 2. And it's just crazy to think that they were on the same college team
Right at the same time.
at the same time.
We've had that dual sign, by the way, before.
Okay.
And triple
Yeah.
signed even with Joe Burrow. But
Oh, wow.
calling him old, I pee every 2 hours. That's fair enough. What else we got off of that? 3 authentic helmets. Marshall
Jordan
Falk.
Love. Authentic.
That's right. Jordan Love. Winter warning. Full-size authentic on Jordan Love. He's a great quarterback, man. I'm excited to see what he does now with another weapon involved. I think he elevates all those guys because, in my opinion, I'm a huge Jaden Reed fan, but they're all probably wide receiver 2s, like maybe borderline wide receiver 1s. But Jordan Love can make any of them look like a wide receiver 1 at any week. And they have a lot of talent. That's not to take anything away from the receivers, but it is to add how good Jordan Love is and mixing it up, too. It's like 1 week he got Tavian Wicks. The next week he got Christian Watson. You know, he gave the love everywhere.
Yeah,
Gave the
and
love everywhere.
Watson is unlikely to play, at least to start the year,
Of course.
given his injury history and the injury that he suffered at the end of last year. He might not play at all next year.
Jeez.
But that's where, Matthew Golden comes in to basically like for like player with Christian Watson. But Jordan Love, I think from week 9 onwards, he threw only 2 interceptions on the year.
That's
and
crazy.
I mean the first whatever 7 games that he played, he threw 12, 13, and he learned to take care of the ball more. And when he starts taking care of the ball, then he becomes a really dangerous quarterback.
Yeah, well, and they had a tough schedule too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the NFC North was so good this year, but then obviously you had to play Philly in Week 1 in Brazil, which is already tough enough.
Yeah.
Jordan Love's battle tested, no doubt about it.
For sure.
And I think he's a very, very solid quarterback. To answer Juan real quick, how it works, I'm going to drop in this link for you, and then we'll continue talking about the vault. But we have a ton of breaks on here, my guy. A ton of breaks on here. A lot of different styles. So if you're just looking for authentic helmets, we got you covered there with the diamonds. You're looking for the white background. If you're looking for mini helmets, we got that down here. It's only $50. So they all have different entry points. But basically how it works is you add it to cart. Once you purchase a spot, 2 spots, whatever, this number right here is going to go down. Once that number hits 0, it's going to say sold out. And me and Chinmay are going to do the break right here live on the air. Generally speaking, we have divisional breaks, so it'll look like this, where you got the NFC North down to the AFC West. There's going to be 8 people in the break, and you're going to have your spots like here. So everybody's going to have a spot where I have F, and let's just say you end up in the NFC North. You're looking for anything Bears, Packers, Lions, or Vikings. If any of that comes out, you win it at a fraction of the cost. So it's very, very easy to do. All you have to do is buy a spot into something you're interested in and wait for that break to fill. It will fill at some point. We have 4 shows every single day. And as long as you're in the right division, you win, man. So let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know your favorite team. Let me know how you heard about Ultimate Autographs. I also can't agree more with Steven Remick. I like his pushing. He said, if anybody wants to hop in that vault double, I am down. 8 spots to go. Only 186 a spot, guys. And again, there's only 2 things left we don't know. It is all headliners and vault keys, because outside of the photoed headliners, which, by the way, also include one of my favorite raves I've seen so far, a Colts rave signed by Marshall Faulk, one of the best running backs. He's the first great running back I remember watching. Like when I, growing up, watching football, Marshall Faulk and Sean Alexander. Those are my first 2 that I was like, those guys are really good. I can tell they're the top backs in the league. This dude was amazing. Hall of Fame on the inscription as well, adding even more value there.
All right.
Lawrence Taylor's still out there, by the way, on the camo authentic. All sorts of great stuff. Jordan Love is mentioned. Let's look at these helmets real quick for Jamar Chase. You got it, Juan. No problem. No problem at all. Love this Jamar Chase. And this, yeah, 1.0, 2.0, kind of hand-painted. Beautiful here on Tony Romo. Underappreciated quarterback, I would say, for Dallas.
Yeah, I think most Dallas quarterbacks are underappreciated, though.
At this point, yeah. Well, I mean, last year I couldn't. Now it makes a little bit more sense, but last year, our guys, there's a lot of Cowboy fans in this chat. None of them like Dak Prescott. I was like, the dude just had threw for 4,000 yards, whatever.
Led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it, but yeah, they nobody liked him. The Gronk has been pulled, but there are still the Jamar Chase and the Tony Romo flex, a whole bunch of other authentics. Again, guys, as far as headliners, there's 12 left in the last 17 boxes, and there's still 3 vault keys, so 5 boxes have a vault key inside. Still have 3 of those left where you're going to win a full-size helmet, and you're going to win a gift card on top of that. And the $300 is still alive. So, I mean, for example, if you hop in this double box break for 186, let's just hypothetically say you get the NFC East and you win this Tony Romo ripped flex. You get the AFC North, you win the Jamar Chase, whichever one. But with that being said, let's just say a filler hit comes out with a vault key that's also in the AFC North. So you win the Jamar Chase, you're going to win another helmet. Let's just say you win the $300. Now you're going to get paid to take that Jamar Chase, that other helmet, and you're going to have, what, $114 on top of that? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Who won the Gronk from the vault? Good question. We'll check out that winner sheet for you. I don't even know where it went, to be honest with you. This series was new from when I got here on Tuesday, so sometime between Wednesday and Friday it happened. But Chinmay will do some investigation for you there, Steven. We did already talk about the 1 and 4. Again, it's only a 4-spot break. That is the chase. It's a 1 and 4, and it's ×2. So, I mean, again, if you play in this one and we get it done, you win the chase wheel spin, you're going to get $50 on the lowest end. You could get $200 on the highest end, and there's still a ton of headliners in that 1 and 4. Patty said Gronk has been pulled from everything, unfortunately. Yeah, the good news is Gronk comes in this break room quite a bit.
So I think it looks like Gronk was pulled yesterday in the 6 p.m. show. Jay Bowerson.
Jay Bowerson
has won the Gronk Gronk flex out of the vault. Yeah.
So if anybody's interested in that Gronk flex, got to hit up our guy Jay Bowerson. Yeah, Gronk does come in this room quite a bit, so y'all are good there. This is one of my favorite series to play if Juan's still watching, because I think as far as what your ceiling can be for the price you're paying, it's extremely good. The practice squad. So let's talk about the single. It's only $49. It's 7 spots to go. $49, and we have full-size authentics out there. And this series kind of got a remake, and I actually think it got better because the amount of authentic helmets we can put in it and how good the names are. Like this throwback authentic Lawrence Taylor, which is sick. I always say it reminds me of a Michigan helmet, like a Wolverine helmet, but it's old school New York Giants for one of the best defensive players to ever play the game. That's pretty awesome. The Ray Lewis full-size authentic, that alternate logo for another. I mean, honestly, when you're talking about maybe the top 5 defensive players to ever play the game, probably Lawrence Taylor and Ray Lewis both come to mind, and they're both still out there in this series. One of my favorite running backs of all time. I think if he had a longer career, he'd go down as one of the all-time greats. That's Terrell Davis. Guy's a Hall of Famer with just 7 seasons under his belt. He had almost 10,000 yards rushing. It's absolutely ridiculous what he was able to do in such a short span. And really, he only had like 5 seasons. His last 2, he was injured. But 2,000 yards rushing, only 9 guys to ever do that in the history of the NFL. And just one of the greats. Hall of Fame 17 inscription on this 2024 alternate. Mike Evans.
Cost my Packers a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
with a very, very good performance. I think he was Super Bowl MVP in that. Super
I think
Bowl.
you're right.
Yeah.
We'll double check, but I think you're right on Terrell Davis. Whoops. 2-time Super Bowl champ, and he was the Super Bowl 32 MVP.
Okay.
Rookie of the year, or not true, player of the year, 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. I mean, this start to your career, really it was 4 seasons he did most of his work. I mean, 2,008 yards, 21 touchdowns. A year before that, 1,750, 15 touchdowns, 1,538, 13 touchdowns. This is, I mean...
It's like put up big numbers and then you don't think he can get better and he gets better.
Yeah, this is like one of the best 3-year stretches a running back has ever had. I mean, it's right up there. And then we got robbed of what could have been these last 3 years. But again, literally pretty much 4 seasons of work. He had 7,607 yards and 60 touchdowns. That's unbelievable for Terrell Davis. So when we're talking potential-wise, he's one of my biggest what-ifs in NFL history. Like,
Fair enough.
If he got 4 or 5 more seasons that were healthy, he might be one of the best running backs to ever play the game. So I like him. Mike Evans, speaking of consistency, 1,000 yards every single year of his career. How? That is really, really incredible work. Flash authentic for Mike Evans. And then Bo Jackson. Talk about another what if in NFL history. Bo Jackson, that is a licensed jerseys guy. For those that don't know, generally speaking, licensed jerseys run between about $125 and $170 unsigned. This is autographed, obviously, by Bo Jackson. This does hold value similar to like a high-end rep, an authentic helmet, $300, $400, $500 for this Bo Jackson jersey. So again, all of this you can get for $49 in the practice squad, which is pretty ridiculous. Jim Kelly's out there too. This is a full mixer though. That's why the price is so low, $49, because there are many helmets and jerseys and footballs and whatever else, but opportunities to win a licensed jersey and all these authentic helmets, it is worth a play in my opinion. Moving on down to the Diamonds. Premier Series here at Ultimate Auto. So this is going to be a long top to bottom rundown for a couple of reasons. A, we're open, and B, there's a ton of stuff here. But this is a long top to bottom rundown. 3 headliners left in the Pick 6 Diamonds. 9 boxes, by the way. So there's a 1 in 3 chance of winning one of these 3 guys we're about to talk about. That is Josh Allen on the Speed Flex. Josh Allen on the Speed Flex still out there. That is the 1.0 Salute to Service Flex with that beautiful black visor for the MVP. It was Jay Bowerson, Robert Prack. Thank you, sir. Thank you for putting in the chat. Jay Bowerson winning that Gronk flex in the vault. Aaron Donald is also still alive. You know, the Rams are definitely missing his presence, I would say, but Brandon Fisk has come into his own to kind of be a premier pass rusher. Again, another exciting piece to that Rams defense. I don't know. Curious to watch the Rams this year. They might be one of my sleeper teams.
The NFL Twitter account, I think it was last week, for whatever reason, was like posting Aaron Donald's workout videos.
Yeah,
and he was just like casually like shoulder pressing like 150, just like easily, like one arm down, one arm up. I was like, Jesus.
He's got one of the biggest
what is
frames
happening.
One of the biggest frames I've ever seen. Like when you're talking about his shoulder width, I mean the dude is huge. Huge. I would not mess with Aaron Donald. No, would not do that. I wouldn't really mess with AJ Brown either. He's a guy that he plays a lot bigger than he looks. He's only 6 feet tall, but a lot of people think the way he plays, he's like 6'4", 6'5". Nah, he's my height, which is crazy because he's way bigger than me. Again, a guy I'm not going to mess with. But either way, AJ Brown, Kelly Green with the blue visor, very cool. 1 in 3 chance of one of those 3 guys. But again, this is the diamonds. That and more section is going to be loaded up. All authentic helmets, maybe some flexes. You just never know. Calling on a Saturday. How was the YouTube slammer? I'm free, Brian. I couldn't wait. Once I heard we were free, I had to come. Colin, you wouldn't mess with Nicolette. I tried one time. I threw like a piece of paper at her or a pencil at her or something, and she threw it back. Yeah, she threw it back, and that was the last time. So not messing with Nicolette anymore. We do the 100 men versus a gorilla. I'll take one Nicolette versus a gorilla, to be completely honest with you. With that being said, let's move on down to the jerseys. $84 here for a double box break, which means it's only $42 for the single. This is can't miss jerseys, which means all the jerseys are good. It's basically diamond level jerseys. That and more section is going to be pretty awesome as well. We're kind of working this series to the end because we've only got, I can find it,
6 boxes.
Thank you. 6 boxes, 3 headliners, including one of the all-time greats, man, Dick Butkus, RIP to an absolute legend. I'm a University of Illinois alum as well, and then, huge fan of what he did there. My short story, you haven't heard it, but everybody else has probably heard the story. But I worked as a caterer in Champaign for a catering company, and Dick Butkus got a statue outside of Memorial Stadium in Champaign, the football field. And I was there early because we were catering the event, and they were putting up the big blanket or whatever that unveils the statue.
Yeah.
And I was walking in as they were doing it, and I just happened to kind of look up and watch. I saw the statue, took some pictures, and as I'm standing there, this like shadow basically goes over the top of me, and I could tell there was somebody behind me, and I turn around and it's Dick Butkus, and he's just sitting there looking up at his statue. He's got a big smile on his face, and I kind of wanted to say something but like you could tell he was kind of just soaking in that moment. Yeah. So I kind of just appreciated that watching him, and you could see how much it meant to him to have that statue outside Memorial Stadium.
It wasn't like the there was the commercials during March Madness of the like Carmelo Anthony statue unveiling, and it was just like the mini Melo statue.
No, it's a pretty cool statue. Yeah. I got a picture of it somewhere.
This was not a mini Dick Butkus statue.
Huge statue outside of Memorial Stadium, and well deserved for one of the best Fighting Illini of all time when it comes to football. And one of the best Bears of all time, period. One of the best football players on that side of the field of all time, too, with the great Dick Butkus. A guy that's still carving out his legacy, and after last season, he's done a pretty good job. One of the premier running backs in the NFL still, maybe that we aren't talking about enough, is Bijan Robinson. Falcons, I think, are another team. I think they kind of go where Penix goes. If Penix is going to have a good year, I think the Falcons could definitely be a dark horse team in the NFC because they have all the weapons. Bijan Robinson's incredible. Drake London had a career year last year. Pitts got better. The defense is getting better now. The Falcons are going to be interesting to watch this year, but I think if they're going to be good, this guy's going to be a big part of it too. Bijan Robinson. That's like that throwback red jersey too for the Falcons, which is pretty awesome. My favorite defensive back of all time, and in my opinion, just talking pure defensive backs, I think he's the best. Champ Bailey, also still available as a secondary headliner. That shows you the caliber of this series, by the way. That's a secondary headliner in Champ Bailey. He's a photoed headliner in every single jersey series we've ever had up until this point. That just speaks to how good these names are and how good even this and more section is. There are going to be more names that you're like, dang, that's a filler hit. So all that is good, guys. $84. That's a double box break. Only $42 in the single if you want to go that route. I think we're almost done, guys. I promise. I think we have one more. The mini helmets, $50, double box break for that price. You can win twice. I think there are 2 headliners gone. I know one is Luke Kuechly. We'll go through the rest as we keep going. But Phil Simms is still out there, that throwback Giants lid for one of their best quarterbacks of all time. This right here, guys, for those that don't know, is the 4.0 salute to service. This is like brand spanking new. This is the first one I've ever seen out in the wild now. Darrelle Revis. And I think, nope, I was going to say it has a visor, but it doesn't. But regardless, this is the new one. Black with the green. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I haven't seen it in person.
One of the few Darrelle Revises I've seen.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of Darrelle Revis. which is already great. He was a great cornerback in his day.
Phenomenal.
And yeah, this is the first 4.0 salute to service I've seen. Obviously, they had the white ones last year. They're going the exact opposite this year with the black. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see it. We'll have to see it in person. So let's pull this one. Roger Staubach still out there too. That's an AMP mini, which is very cool. I think Patrick Willis is the other one that's gone. Sterling Sharp, there's one for you, Chinmay, on the Flash mini helmet for Sterling Sharp. He was great. They'd like to have him right now. I kind of imagine.
Yeah.
Keep adding to that wide receiver room. Jamar Chase still out here too. Mini helmet. We got Max Crosby. We got Marshall Faulk. And we have Josh Jacobs. So Packer fans doubling up in the NFC North with Josh Jacobs and Sterling Sharp would be pretty nice.
The minis are double break too, so
that's right.
You could get both Packers
for just $50
headliners in there.
Yeah, both the Packers, and again we got Jamar Chase, we got an AMP Roger Staubach, we got the 4.0 on Darrelle Revis for the salute to service. A lot of great stuff in there. All three of these guys too: Thurman Thomas, Frank Gore, and Michael Vick. Whew! All right, we did it, guys. We did it. It only took 45 minutes, but we did it. And where are we at? What are we close on? Looking like we're moving a little bit on this college lottery series. 6 spots to go. I'll go ahead and drop that in there. We'll drop that in there. Outside of that, we are a little bit open. So let's go ahead and do this caveat too for you guys, because this is maybe the only Saturday morning show I will ever do. So we got to make it good, all right? Let's throw in. Let's just throw in all breaks done by the end of the show. We'll just throw in everything on this Chase wheel spin. So literally anything we can do, we'll be in. Let's just do all breaks. I don't even have to just all breaks. Boom, bam. Bing bop, boo bop, bing bop, bam, or whatever Kendrick said. 1 in 4 times 2 is still going to be a thing. So you get your name in into the 1 in 4. You're still going to get a double wheel spin. But then we'll also throw in all breaks. So this will be 2 different wheel spins. So how it's going to work is the 1 in 4 times 2. You're going to be in a wheel spin just for the 1 in 4, but you'll also be in a wheel spin for all the breaks done until the end of the show. So the 1 in 4 could really reap a lot of rewards. You can win up to $300 as it sits right now if you play in the 1 in 4. Just putting that out there. But any break we do will also be a part of a chase. So there you go. Wherever you guys want to go, we will follow. Chinmay and I were kind of talking before the show, and there's just a lot going on in the world of sports today. Obviously, the Kentucky Derby happening at 1:30. You were excited that journalism was the odds-on favorite.
Yep.
Chinmay's a huge horse racing fan, he was telling me. And he's been following journalism's career from the beginning.
I was in on him from the very beginning. That's not at all true.
Yeah, when he was a young colt.
I have no background at all in horse racing, but the Kentucky Derby is a huge event for so many people, and it's one of those celebrity events that you gotta kind of show up at, and you'll get noticed at.
Who was it? Was it
I think Mahomes is always there.
Yeah.
I want to say Mahomes has gotten into horse racing.
That's what I was trying to think. Jason Worth, maybe? There was a former baseball player that owned a horse. And I don't know if he won or not. I can't remember. But they were interviewing him. I don't know why I was watching so much Kentucky Derby coverage last year, but they were interviewing him. And I think it was Jason Worth. He was the guy with like the real long hair, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure it was him. Mm-hmm. And he's like always apparently been super into horses, and he like got in the horse game now for the Kentucky Derby and whatever else. But that's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I think I'm going with Flying Mohawk or whatever, just because that was the funniest name that I saw. He's like 20-1, but we'll see what happens. Outside of that, we got a couple of Game 7s in the NBA. Actually, that's tomorrow. The Warriors. Oh, no, tonight. Excuse me. The Clippers and Nuggets, and then the Warriors and Rockets tomorrow. Clippers and Nuggets, that's going to be an exciting finish. Imagine a close game. And then the other Game 7 is going to be Colorado and Dallas in hockey, which I know Bob's probably got his eyes glued to. I'm gonna hope anyway the Avalanche are gonna edge them out, but I have a vendetta against the Stars for no reason. For no real reason other than like I bet on them a couple times and they've screwed me, so I'm just like, I'm done with you, Dallas. Where Colorado's done the opposite. So
yeah, so Jason Worth started 2-8 Racing.
Nice.
Which is a horse racing stable that he describes as something to fill the competitive void.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
After baseball. His horse, Dornock, ran in last year's Derby, but then won the Belmont Stakes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But he's not racing again, I don't think.
I don't think he's racing again.
It's so weird how horse racing...
Retired.
Retired already.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
There was I don't know if you saw this or if you follow it.
But,
I
I
only
mean-
saw it on social, but Barstool Sports, they were on a podcast and they were saying like if you could like be a pro or something and only have to work like I don't know, like what would you pick to be your sport?
Yeah.
And the guy said horse racing. And he was starting to go into it where it's just like, you live in the stables, which is pretty nice. Like, it's a pretty short career. He's like, oh, you mean the actual horse? He's like, yeah, I want to be the horse because your career is so short. You get like the best care in the world.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, what? You want to be the horse? I don't understand.
That horse Dornoch career earnings just a shade under 2.5 million. So not bad.
I wonder how much it costs. I mean, because I know
think
like
the horses go at auction, so it depends on like how much you feel they're worth. But I was seeing like 250, 350K typically.
oh, okay.
Like,
So he's
you
the
get
easy profit.
you return the value if they win
Right.
a race.
Chinmay, if we make it big, we got to go Habsies on a horse. I'll see you at the Kentucky Derby. All right, 6 to go, guys, in that single for the college. Again, that's a lottery series, so opportunities to win gift cards on top of winning the Chase wheel spin already. And honestly, it is the location. If you're just hunting speed flexes, it's the best one right now.
Plenty of great speed flexes, not to mention just great college players in general in the college series, which we don't get a lot. My friend was talking to me yesterday about like what this like break room is and what Ultimate Autographs is, and I said one series that I would have liked to see more of is the college series, because those headliners that we see in the NFL a lot, we don't see, or there's more college players that we know who haven't like made it big to the NFL, but were superstars in college.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the spirit of it. When you get even like a Tim Tebow,
Yeah.
Tim Tebow was an okay pro, but he was way better. I mean, he's one of the best college players to ever play the game.
There was
so.
Earlier in I believe it was just out of training or maybe like the last training, we were bewildered when like a Johnny Manziel A&M helmet came out as like not even a headliner item. It was like an Ann Moore section of a college series. We were like, what's going on here? Odell Beckham was in the Ann Moore for a college series.
He was a stud.
The college series is loaded, even in the Ann Moore section. You could get a guy who, not a headliner, but was still a big time college football player.
Yeah, not to mention you get to spin the wheel that's under here. You get one of these lottery balls. If you get one of those guys, that's going to correlate to a gift card that you'll get back as well. So, I mean, with all the headliners left, all the flexes, and the opportunities to win gift cards being the Chase wheel spin, seems like a pretty easy deal to accept our NIL deal, I guess.
Instead of clicking the wheel, I want to see that wheel being spun.
Yeah, right? That should be our new Chase wheel spin. 100 balls, whatever comes out. That's a good idea and a horrible idea. We used to have a big physical wheel. I don't know if you saw it. It's like right out here, but
Oh, no, I have to check it out.
it's horrible. It was really heavy, and the producer always had to pick it up, and I was producing when I
Oh,
started when we
God.
had it. And yeah, you'd have to pick it up.
That's your workout for the day.
Yeah, and you'd spin it, and then like sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't see it," so you'd have to go pick it up again. I'm like, the best thing we ever did was switch to a virtual wheel. But there have been talks of bringing it back, and I'm like, I don't want to
No.
pick that thing up ever again. If we do it, it's got to get mounted to the wall. We have to have a camera that's just dedicated to that, because I'm not picking that thing up. Now, with that being said, I don't produce anymore, so I guess it's not a problem for me. But yeah, it was kind of cool, but it was also kind of not.
Yeah, maybe like stick it on that window over there. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, I don't know either. We don't really have a lot of space to put a wheel anywhere. Just hardwired into like a different room. Let's just have Luke spin it from his office.
Down with that.
Yeah. Hey, Luke, it's time for the wheel spin. He's like literally on a customer service call. Just like, nope, we need it now. We are, starting to get a couple of breaks bought into. The single box break for the Diamond, 7 to go. The single box break for the practice squad, that'd be a very easy one to get in for a Chase wheel spin. 7 to go, $49 a spot. So kind of rally together, figure out where we want to go, guys, and we'll keep it going. We will keep it going. It's only 10 o'clock. Boy, it's early. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself the rest of this day.
This is not even close to early. This is like 10 o'clock is, you got to be up by now.
No, you don't, Chinmay. You don't.
I guess it is Saturday. That's a fair point.
I would
Saturday
be
is probably
on a normal day, my Mondays and Tuesdays, I would wake up in 6 minutes. So I guess I would be up at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
But on a different day, 10:30, 11 maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something I usually get up by like 8:39 no matter what.
Can't. But I'm guessing you probably work early though. Like, right? You're used to
Yeah,
kind
a
of
little
earlier
bit.
days.
Not too much, but usually 8:30 or 9.
Were you always that way? Like as a kid too, or?
No, not really. Like, I mean, okay, like in college, I would sleep until like 11:30
Yeah, sure. You know.
noon.
Who didn't?
When I was younger, like, I would sleep until like on the weekends, I would sleep until like noon, 1. Like
I've had that.
Yeah, like
I remember
I don't
waking up
know.
one time. It was like 4 o'clock. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. What happened?
and I don't go to bed like that early. Like I usually sleep by like 10:30 or 11.
Okay.
It's not like I'm, passing out at 9 or something and getting a full 12 hours.
Yeah,
something.
I'm usually more. See, maybe that's the problem because I'm usually more like midnight's like the earliest I'm going to bed.
Okay.
I'm usually up
All
till
right.
like 1,
All right.
2. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 o'clock generally. Like tonight, I'll probably be up till at least 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
but-
we got different like sections of the day bracketed off.
Well, I've been,
for sleep.
now because I work for the Cougars too, the King County Cougars,
okay.
and so they're starting up, so I'm having to have earlier days
Yeah,
there.
nice.
So it's starting to be the same thing where I'm starting to get tired around like 10, and it's like, oh, I got to be up at 9 anyway.
Fair.
So
Fair enough.
anyway, enough about my sleep schedule. Yeah. Let's keep it going, guys. Again, other sports. If you guys want to get into that 1 and 4,
Yeah.
there's plenty of good stuff out there, man. There's a lot actually. The NBA playoffs again heating up. KG probably excited watching that, and I'm guessing he's probably cheering. Actually, I don't know because the Timberwolves are still there. I'd be curious to ask Kevin Garnett who he's rooting for. Like if the Timberwolves and Celtics met in the finals, who would he root for?
I think he would. I think he's rooting for that matchup for sure,
Yeah, he wants to see them both do well.
and I think he would probably root for Boston because that's where he won his title.
That is true. I don't know. I'd be curious to ask him.
But I think his favorite player is Anthony Edwards.
I love
So
Anthony
I think
Edwards.
I think his favorite player in that series and the playoffs is Anthony Edwards. But I still think he would root for the Celtics. But that is a great question.
Yeah,
that is
I wonder-
a great question.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd probably get that answer too if you had never met Kevin Garnett before and you were like, oh, you're a basketball player. What team did you play for? What would be the first team he would say? Would he say Celtics or would he say Timberwolves?
He would
that's
say
another thing.
I think he'd say Timberwolves.
Yeah, he'd probably say I played for the Timberwolves and I played for the Celtics.
His longest tenure was with the Timberwolves.
That's why I wonder if it's like that holds a special place in his heart kind of thing. So it's like, and Boston just won last year, so maybe he would root for Minnesota get one.
A lot of people in the Chicago area know Kevin Garnett for his senior season that he had at Farragut. One of the greatest high school seasons in the Chicago basketball high school scene, which has produced a lot of top NBA
100%.
players.
Did he went right to the pros, right? I don't think he played college.
Yeah, he went right to the pros.
Back when that was a thing. Anyway, just to show this Larry, and this is a pretty big trophy, guys. I mean, we've had it before. Like, if I'm putting it here, it's probably about yay tall, which you can't even really see on.
That's pretty.
It's pretty good size, like about that big on the base and about yay tall. So, I mean, it's a pretty good size trophy. Comes in a nice case. Very, very cool when we get these things, and especially signed by Kevin Garnett. He's one of my favorite basketball players ever. Growing up, too, like, dude was so fun to watch. Now live, Royal Challengers, Bengaluru versus Chennai Super Kings.
That's Bengaluru and Chennai Super Kings. So that's so last Saturday we were talking.
Oh, boy.
Dom was asking me what sports I follow, and cricket is one that I follow.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah, so that's Indian Premier League franchise T20 cricket in India. The Chennai Super Kings are not very good this year, and no one is upset about that because they've won a lot of championships.
Okay.
So I would say Royal Challengers win today. My team Mumbai would like the Royal Challengers to lose today, just for our sake to better bolster our playoff hopes. But Royal Challengers probably take that one.
All right. I'm betting it right now. I'm putting it down.
You can bet cricket. So cricket, the way scoring works is a little different with like results. There's not as much like there's no real spread,
Right.
Because like you can win in different ways depending on what you do first, whether you bat first or field first. So it's just a money line.
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
But,
Well,
but
I know
you can bet on it.
It can last. I mean, I don't know about this particular game, but some of them can go like a couple days, right?
Yeah. So the test format can go like up to 5 days. The 1 day format is typically like 8 hours.
Yeah.
T20
God, that's crazy.
T20 is like 3.5 hours. So like just under or just over like the longer end of a baseball game.
Yeah, yeah.
United States was co-host for the most recent T20 World Cup
Nice.
Last summer in 24. So
Well, it doesn't hurt to introduce.
yeah.
I mean, people
It's,
will watch, you know.
it's a growing sport.
That's good. Yeah, I couldn't tell you much about the rules. I mean, I've watched it a few times and like I kind of understand, but
Yeah.
obviously don't have the whole picture down. Like obviously you do. You just named 3 teams I've never heard of in my entire life. But there's a good 30 for 30 though about cricket and a specific player. I can't remember his name. Indian legend.
Okay.
I can't remember who
Probably
it was.
Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, something like
probably-
that. Where
yeah.
it's like his mural was everywhere.
Oh,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
the biggest star in India, and it's
definitely,
crazy.
Yeah, definitely Sachin.
Yeah, but the rest of the world didn't really know who he was. But he's like such a huge
Yeah.
mega star in
Yeah.
India, which is cool. I'm picturing Colin swinging for a 6. I don't know what that means. Is that good?
It's good.
All right, that's what
good.
I'm doing.
Yeah, it's
catch
good.
me swinging for it. I see it on SportsCenter's top 10 sometimes.
Oh,
though,
yeah?
like the catches they'll make, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. They just use their hands, you know. Or it's just like
Yeah.
take that.
So we actually played cricket growing up.
Oh, nice.
In Chicago suburbs, like. So we've played growing up for a long time. So that's like one of the most like foreign things for
Yeah.
people is like, how do you catch that with your bare hands? It's like, just practice. Like,
Yeah,
practice.
Jeez, no, I'm a pass. I'm gonna bring my glove out there, and people are gonna think I'm ridiculous. I remember growing up, not nearly as playing cricket is kind to what I'm about to say, but we used to have a slip and slide.
Oh,
And we'd
God.
have like one of those plastic bats and like a ping pong ball or something. And it was basically sort of cricket where, you know, you had a pitcher that was halfway on the mat or on the slip and slide, and you would hit it and you'd have to run down and go to one end of the slip and slide and back, and you score points. Like,
Okay, yeah.
So we made it up, but it was not good because it was cool to slide, but it was bad because if you're running and you slip, like we hit our heads a lot.
The semi-pro backyard version of
Yeah,
of
right.
cricket.
Yeah, it was our own spin, I guess, and it was a one-time thing because we all hit our head and felt kind of
Yeah.
bad the rest of the day. But
Yeah, if you're an NBA fan, I'm also a basketball fan, and if you're a basketball fan in this 1 and 4, I mean Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's all-time history, right?
oh
there.
yeah, I mean he's one of the best players to ever play the game, hands down. I think he's in everybody's top 5.
Like,
I gotta imagine.
You know, people talk about like MJ and LeBron, like 1 and 2. Kareem is forgotten in that conversation
Oh yeah,
as one of the most dominant players in the 70s and 80s.
and for a long time too, on 2 different teams.
Not like he didn't win championships either. 6-time champion, I believe 6-time regular season MVP and 3-time finals MVP. Like all the accolades are there for him. Oh, sorry, 2-time finals MVP, but yeah, 6-time regular season MVP, 6-time champion, 19-time All-Star. Back when All-Stars weren't just a popularity contest. 10-time All-NBA first team. Like, yeah, I mean, he just has all the and 3-time college champion too.
Yeah, he was a dog in college.
Yeah.
It's a great basketball piece of history, like you said. Great for any display, and so clear too. Like good autograph. You know that's Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
I know Bob was saying he has one where he used to sign Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which is kind of cool. But
Okay.
more recently, just Abdul-Jabbar. Pretty sweet though, man. The tribal chief. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan or not, but Roman Reigns out here.
I'm
And-
not, but I worked with Ricky and then Dom.
So you get
and
enough.
And so I've heard enough about wrestling, and I know some basic stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I know who Roman Reigns is.
I'm a casual compared to those guys. They're pretty hardcore. But I do watch the pay-per-views. I was at Royal Rumble actually in Indy.
Nice.
But yeah, the Roman Reigns is one of the best out there. Puts on 5-star matches like crazy. And it's funny because he was a guy that took a while for the fans to come around to.
Okay.
Because they were trying to push him as the guy, and nobody wanted it. And now, like, I actually took a break from watching wrestling when that was still the case. And I came back, and he had like everybody loved Roman Reigns, and I love Roman Reigns now.
Okay.
Pretty awesome. First time I think we've had him in the break room. part of the
Yeah.
probably most notorious wrestling family of all time, which is pretty cool. 2-day SummerSlam at MetLife in August. I know that's what Common was saying is like a ticket was like ridiculously expensive for like right on the front. And what I said is we should all go as a team, and every match we'll just switch out. So we'll split the cost, and we'll all get to watch one match right front and center. I'm sure MetLife will be fine with that. But
There's re-entry at MetLife, I think. Mm-hmm. You should be fine.
especially a different person every time, like using the same ticket. We just got to tell them ahead of time.
You need the one. You need that one security guard every time there's like lackluster defensive performance from somebody. Everyone posts a Twitter video of that one security guard who's just like barely patting down people and like, letting them go through. You need that guy at the at the gate.
Just doesn't care. Yeah, that is what we need. Yeah, I bet it's going to be bumping in MetLife. Bet it's going to be bumping. See if it bumps here in the break room, guys. Again, 6 to go in the college single. That is still our closest break, and probably out of all the breaks, the one I'd recommend. The single's less than $100, $99 when you get opportunities of winning gift cards on top of that. And then obviously all the authentics and speed flexes that are still in there. Pretty sweet series.
Yeah, 4 speed flexes still in that college series. 15 headliners in 25 boxes.
Yeah, Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Bo Nix, and Troy Polamalu still live. On top of CeeDee Lamb, I know A.J. Brown's still out there, Steve Smith, the OSU, Lawrence Taylor. So there's still plenty of big ones. And I think almost all of the listed headliners too. So gift cards, headliners, speed flexes, everything you're looking for. Excited for the college football season too for a change. As an Illinois fan, they're actually preseason ranked in the top 15, which is crazy.
They're bringing back a lot of that group from last year.
Yeah. They lost in the draft their top wide receiver, but that's good. He's going to Denver now. But yeah, no, it's going to be exciting. And it's funny because I grew up in Indiana, so a lot of my friends are A, Notre Dame fans, but then B, IU fans. And a lot of my friends went to IU. And now, like, they're really good, too. And it's like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
You know, these two teams never are good at football. And now all of a sudden, they're both top 15 teams. But Illinois plays Indiana in Bloomington next year. And I'm definitely going to be at that game with friends and just going at it.
Yeah.
Years ago, when you used pair tickets to get into a game, paper tickets. I was like, paper tickets to get into a game. Me and my friend were always wondering when they would kick our butts out. When we handed the guy our ticket, I would say, does your father work for a living? My friends would say, no, he's an usher at Madison Square Garden. Nice. Dang.
Wow.
That'd be nice. I was at the Cubs game last weekend on Saturday, and it was a little chilly, and we were in the shade. And there was one area that was sunny, and I was like, I think we can move down there. And in the first inning, it was clear. I was like, I think there were 5 of us. I'm like, I see a spot. And we were like, let's wait one more inning just in case. By the end of the second inning, it was completely full. So either people beat us to the punch or the people that actually had those tickets showed up. But one way or another, we had to muscle out in the cold, and the Cubs got murdered. I'm a White Sox fan, so I didn't care that much.
Oh, well, yeah. That's an entirely different painful experience.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They've won 2 in a row. I'm just putting that out there. They've won 2 in a row.
Oh, man. The little victories.
A little victory. They could get their 10th win of the year, finally, tomorrow. I think they're not the last to 10, though, because I think Colorado.
No, Colorado is still definitely.
Yeah, Colorado's only got 6
Colorado's
wins.
still. Like, do they think like they're tanking for Cooper Flag or something? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. Colorado's not have anything going for them either. Like, their farm system's not that great. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Where, like, at least Chicago, like, they've got a couple of guys that'll be coming up that are, like, should be good.
I saw Colson Montgomery got sent for, like, a reset.
Yeah. Which is probably good.
I don't know what that's supposed to even mean, but
I'm guessing they send him back down, and hopefully he gets his groove again so they can bring him back up. But they've got a few guys, though. Noah Schultz, who's like big left-handed pitcher. I don't know if he's going to come up this year, but he's good. They've got another guy that's good from Arkansas. That's a pitcher. Anybody hitting 430 in MLB this year? I'm guessing there's one.
Aaron Judge.
And that's who I was going to guess. Aaron Judge is having an incredible start to his career, or season rather, and here he is with the stats. 430 best in the league, tied for second with home runs with 10, first in RBIs and best OBP so far. Unbelievable start for one of, if not the best player in baseball right now. And a guy we get, by the way.
Debatable.
It is debatable. He's certainly up there.
Certainly, yeah. Definitely in the top 5 on the hitting side for sure.
Yeah.
And the start he's had has been incredible. I don't see Judge. We've had some Judge.
Oh, yeah.
We've had some Judge memorabilia here. I see Jose Ramirez in the 1 and 4. I see Reggie Jackson
Mr.
in the
October,
1 and 4.
baby.
The Jackson is a jersey though. I'm guessing the Ramirez is a bat.
You never know. There are some bats left for sure.
Hard to tell, but there is some baseball in the 1 and 4 for any baseball fans, and I guess even technically this is a football jersey, but Bo Jackson in the practice squad. If you got some baseball collectors who will appreciate Bo Jackson, even though
100%.
it'd be a football hit.
Yeah, my favorite's whenever he's a listed headliner in the 1 and 4 because it's like that could be a baseball hit or a football hit.
Yeah.
It's only one way to find out. He is not listed this time around, but it is a can't miss 1 and 4, so you never know. He could be chilling in the and more section. Generally, the can't miss, again, kind of diamond level for the 1 and 4, which means even the and more section is very, very good. Very good. Yeah, Aaron Judge having an incredible start. My favorite baseball player right now is actually Ellie De La Cruz, who's another guy we get a decent amount, but he's just so fun to watch. I mean, everything he does is exciting. It's electric. Like the fact that he's so fast, but he's such a good shortstop too. Like his range is incredible. And when he is hitting well, I mean, he very easily could have 30-60 this year when it comes to home runs and stolen bases. Which is pretty awesome too. Shohei Ohtani, another guy obviously that can do that, but not a lot in the MLB that can. So very fun. Baseball's in a good spot, I think. A lot of fun to watch right now. Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig.
RB Leipzig.
Leipzig tied 2-2.
One of like the most hated clubs among Bundesliga because of the Red Bull Association. Like, I think Bundesliga, they do something where like a certain amount of the clubs have to be like publicly financed or something. There's some weird like ownership thing, and RB Leipzig is like very corporate.
That's why nobody
Red
likes
Bull,
them.
So like, I don't think anybody really likes them. But they've been a very good developmental club for a lot of players and have really done well in Bundesliga and even in like Champions League.
I was just about to say, isn't there a team in the MLS that's called the Red Bulls?
Yep. New York Red Bulls. Yeah.
I was like literally just about to say that when you were done. I was like, I'm pretty sure
there's other ones too. There's like in Austria, there's Red Bull Salzburg. Like they have a lot of teams. They're branching out.
Oh.
Red Bull will also be in action tomorrow. I don't know if you're a F1 fan, but the Miami Grand Prix is tomorrow.
I know that
has become a regular on the F1 circuit. And I know, people are pushing Vegas. Miami, I think they signed a deal to make the Miami event permanent until like 2041.
Sheesh.
Which like a lot of confidence that the world is going to exist as it does in 2041. First off. But second, like Miami has become huge.
Oh yeah.
For F1, and that has become like a big event on the calendar. So yeah, Red Bull will be in action in Miami too.
Red Bull's all over the place. Is the Miami F1 at the old Homestead Air Force Base? Is it? I don't know. Let's see.
No, it's not.
It is not. It goes through like the city, doesn't it?
Yeah,
or no?
I don't think. I think one of the parts of the track might.
Miami International Autodrome.
Yeah, it's a different.
Whoa!
It's a completely different track.
This looks sick. Yeah. Okay. So it looks, if this is right, anyway, it looks like it's like this sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That seems right.
Yeah, the Autodrome here. So it looks like this is the course. Yeah, I'm not really a F1 guy. I mean, I have cousins who love it, so they kind of keep me up to date, even though I don't really ask them to.
Have you seen Drive to Survive?
No, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah, so like, I'm not like a big F1 guy either, but I watched Drive to Survive, and now I'm like getting.
You're kind of getting into it.
Yeah,
I've heard that story before too. Yeah, I've been to one F1 race in my life. Grand Prix.
Monaco is the epitome of F1, like that. You actually go through the city of Monaco, like you actually race on the streets of Monaco, and that one is a very hard. Like it's one of the most challenging races because you're in the streets, right? And you can't, like, it's very hard to pass people.
Yeah.
So that's one of the races where like your qualifying round matters so much because where you start is very likely where you finish. So,
yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
that's like one of the most important qualifying sessions of the entire circuit.
Jeez. Yeah, I know. I watched. I forgot the name of the movie, but it was about the guy that was playing the racing games. Like he was playing the racing games, and then they had a big tournament, and whoever won got to play, like, actually race.
Oh, what?
Yeah, this is a true story. It's, I don't know if you watch Stranger Things, but the guy that plays Hopper in Stranger Things starred in it. And then I can't remember the other guy. I can't remember the name of this movie. I wish I could, but yeah, the racing game, like, you know, where you have your setup and you're driving.
Yeah.
So they had a big tournament, and they took the winner of that and they put him basically through driving school. And he ended up, Ford versus Ferrari was a great movie, I've heard.
Yeah,
I
Ford
haven't
versus
seen it. I
Ferrari
need to
was
watch
good.
it.
Yeah.
But he ended up actually racing.
Okay.
And actually won, I think. They did whatever the 24-hour race is where you race as a team.
Yeah, that's like Le Mans.
Yeah,
like the,
Le Mans. It was exactly
that's
that.
what was in Ford versus Ferrari too.
Le Mans.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo.
Gran
Thank you,
Turismo.
Juice Weaver. Yes,
Okay.
that is what it was called. Gran Turismo. So it was the Gran Turismo video game 2.
Yeah.
He won it, ended up getting to race for an actual team. And I think they won Le Mans. And
Wow.
it's a pretty cool movie. But even just watching that, I was like, dang. Like, I didn't realize they raced 24 hours like as a team is crazy. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a cool movie. I don't know how well it performed, like, box office wise, but it was on like Peacock or something. I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. And I was like, dang.
Maybe
Yeah.
we get some F1. I don't know what gear you would get for F1 in the 1 and 4.
I think we've had
You could get like maybe I don't know, that helmet is kind of big.
Yeah.
But maybe the helmet.
maybe we haven't had one.
Maybe like a mini F1 car.
That'd be kind of cool. Because I know we've had that before with NASCAR, like
Okay,
the little cars. Bigger, like they were more like this big, but still, yeah. Yeah, I've not seen Ford versus Ferrari, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
So brakes wise, guys, I think got a spot knocked off in the minis. That's what I was thinking was we had Lewis Hamilton once, but I couldn't remember what it would have been on. But I feel like we have had Lewis Hamilton once. And he'd probably be a photo headliner if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But maybe in the ANMOR because that's such a unique piece to show off. I like whenever I'm a UFC guy too. Whenever we get like the belts or the gloves
Yeah,
or
we
whatever
had,
for UFC.
We had GSP in the last 1 and
Right.
4.
Yeah, one of the best of all time. I know Randy Couture was a listed headliner in the last one, and more section guys. I mean, whether you're boxing or any other combat sport, you just never know what's going to pop up. You know, we've had Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. We've had Charles Oliveira. Bilal Muhammad, who's currently the middleweight champion. He's actually from Chicago.
Okay.
And we had a signing with him, and he was actually going to come on the show at one point. And I was very excited because I was like, can I please have that show where we're going to have Bilal Muhammad on?
Yeah.
It didn't end up going through, unfortunately, but yeah. Remember the name, his nickname. Funny enough, Colin knows how much I just love UFC. Yeah, he's a huge fan of UFC. Huge fans. I love bringing up the gates at Madison Square Garden, and I'm like, what's the biggest gates they've ever had, by the way? And it's like all like McGregor versus Diaz.
Yeah.
Like it's all like UFC stuff. But yeah, massive fan of UFC. There's an event tonight, as a matter of fact. Be watching that. There's a big boxing fight last night, too. I know Ryan Garcia fought and lost. I'm not really into boxing just because there's too many belts. Like, it seems like everybody has a title belt in boxing. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's like 3 or 4 that are like the WBO is big, I think, and then WBC maybe.
Yeah.
But it feels like everyone, it's like, he's the NWA champion and the CWO champion. And it's like, what even is that?
Right.
This guy's like 8 and 12. How does he have a belt, let alone 5 of them? But yeah, anyway, enough about ranting on combat sports. Yeah, 2 Game 7s tonight, Kentucky Derby tonight, obviously a full slate of baseball today. It's a good time. Good time to be in the sports world, and especially looking for sports memorabilia, which we have plenty of that, guys. see where we want to go. It's 10:20, so we still got some time here. Again, I keep repping it, but college and 1 and 4, I think would be 1 and 4 is just easy because if like one person hops into that single, it's 3 to go just like that. Like good chance we could probably get it done, especially since you'll be in 2 wheel spins. Can win up to $300. And then the college has 4 speed flexes that are still out there. All sorts of authentics, chances to win gift cards via the lottery system. So you got a lot.
Yeah, if you're looking for the best ratios, it's probably the college and the vault if you take into account the vault keys.
Yeah, the vault key ratios.
The vault keys, if you take into account, that's 12 headliners plus the 3 vault keys, so 15 sort of, top end items, I guess, out of 17 boxes. That's I've never seen a ratio like that in the
crazy.
room.
Almost 100%.
Almost 100% there. If you're, accounting for the vault keys, and there's still that $300 key, so you still got the highest vault key available, and then the college 15 out of 25, but also, as Colin was mentioning, the lottery system where you can get additional gift cards too. So those are definitely the 2 that I would look at if you're looking for ratios.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 15 and 17 is ridiculous. Puka Nacua still out there on the replica helmet. You got the 2 speed flexes with Romo and Jamar Chase. Marshall Faulk on the Rave Authentic still there. The Lawrence Taylor Camo Authentic. The Jordan Love still alive. All the listed names. Patrick Willis, Phil Simms, and Jared Verse. You got the $300 vault key still there. I mean, this is an easy break to go after. It has been. I mean, there's a reason why Vault has kind of become a staple series here at Ultimate Autographs. People love this series, and for good reason, because you can win some very, very sick memorabilia and get very good ratios quickly for not a very expensive price, which is great. He holds the WBA, WBO, CTA belt. That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't they just unify it? I mean, I know why they can't, because there's so many like commissions where it's like boxing is made on these commissions. It's not just like one entity like the UFC is.
Right.
But I don't know. It's annoying. I'll just say that. There's a reason why a, YouTuber is the biggest boxing star in the world right now. I mean, isn't that sad? I mean, it's like Jake Paul. I'm not a Jake Paul hater because I actually kind of respect his hustle, and Logan Paul's, but
hey, make money the way you can.
I mean, everybody he sells out arenas. He's gotten the most pay-per-view gates of boxing period right now.
I think we were old job that I worked at. We were talking about like how to cover like that YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing event or whatever.
Yeah.
Just shocking how many people were like searching for that as to like, how to watch it and stuff. It was insane. I was like, what? Like, people really have nothing better to do than to see like non-professionals box. But hey, these people have found a way to like make money doing, fun content stuff on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. Like, go for it.
Yeah, I felt like a heel last year because, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson and a lot of these guys, and me, myself, Mike Tyson back in the day was an absolute killer. The guy was like 60 years old and hasn't fought professionally in like 20 years. He was out of shape as far as boxing's concerned, and he's facing a kid that's getting better in his, mid to late 20s. He was going to lose that fight. And then everybody's like, no, he's going to get knocked out round 1. I can't wait to see it. And then that didn't happen. And then everybody said Tyson took a dive, which who knows, that maybe could have happened because boxing's so corrupt, but you never know. One way or another, like you said, they found a way to leverage it. And it's literally, when it comes to boxing, that is like the most must-see event so far, other than when Fury was fighting, but now Fury's retired.
Yeah.
So CM Punk holds the Chicago Transit Authority belt. He sure does, man. Chicago loves CM Punk.
Yeah.
And I know that firsthand because he returned to WWE for the first time in like 20 years or something at Chicago at Survivor Series, and I was there.
No, he's Chicago royalty when it comes definitely WWE royalty in Chicago, but just in general, I think Chicagoans know who CM Punk is.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part they probably know who CM Punk is. I don't want to say like everybody, but
for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. We do have a spot knocked off in the quad box break too for the NIL deal. I do just want to mention this is 4 boxes coming out at the same time, 4 chances to win. with that being said, too, with the Chase Wheelspin being all breaks, you'll get your name in ×4 for every one spot you have into that Chase Wheelspin. So 396, 4 chances to win. You win one thing for that price, you're good to go. Not to mention there's lottery balls. So, I mean, you could get your break spot back just by winning the lottery here. And then authentic helmets on top of that, rep helmets on top of that, whatever else, speed flexes, and you can win some more money in the Chase Wheelspin. So 7 spots to go on that one. 6 to go in the single, though. That is still our closest break.
And you're talking about, opportunities to like double up, triple up in these like double and quad breaks. Like you got Wyoming and UNC, like that's, Lawrence Taylor or I guess Lawrence Taylor is off the board, right? Yeah, Lawrence Taylor is off the board. So that Josh Allen, Lawrence Taylor, that won't happen. But like, you got Oregon and Georgia and Purdue and Colorado. Like you got Oregon and Georgia with Bo Nix and then Hines Ward. Like that's an opportunity there to double up. Then
the Ohio State,
Wisconsin, Michigan, Mississippi State and Arkansas. Like Wisconsin and Michigan, you would have an opportunity as well. I think Jonathan Taylor I was thinking Mississippi, but is that Ole Miss or
Ole Miss? Yeah, which actually is a double up though because the Ohio State triple signed is out there. Okay, so you can win AJ Brown and the Heisman Ohio State helmet. Yeah, Pittsburgh as well with
LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, LaShawn McCoy chilling down there. So yeah, USC you were mentioning it with Palomalo, Washington with Warren Moon who's also out there. So definitely have some double ups
with Steve Smith, right?
Yeah, right. So you could triple up in that bottom spot in the quad box break for sure. And that could happen anywhere, by the way. I mean, the filler hits, we don't know. Yeah. I mean, we do know the teams. Like, I do see there's an Illinois helmet out there, which is great. Liberty. Who the heck could that be? I'm really bad when it comes to players in colleges. So it's like nobody immediately comes to my mind with Liberty. But there's probably somebody that's like, it's probably that guy. And you're like, oh, maybe. Yeah, probably. Colorado even. I'm like, Colorado. We have Travis Hunter already. That'd be actually crazy.
That would be wild.
He would probably be a photo headliner.
Shedeur and Travis Hunter.
Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't had that dual sign or anything. It's probably just expensive, but you never know. If you guys want it, we'll definitely get it. You're a Missouri alum, right?
Yes.
So was it a little like bittersweet to see Luther Burden get drafted by Chicago?
I've had a rough sports week, which was ended this past Thursday with Mumbai and IPL winning their game on Thursday, but
they broke the streak.
But Thursday, I see Luther Burden get drafted to the Chicago Bears of all teams, and literally the day before, or like the 2 days before, because I know a bunch of Bears fans,
sure,
and all these Bears fans are saying like, I'm gonna get you a Luther Burden Bears jersey.
Oh no!
It's like a gag gift. I'm like, I don't think the Bears are gonna take a wide receiver. I think like they have like DJ and Rome. Like
they're good.
I think they're okay. And then what do you know? Round 2, Friday night, Luther Burden gets taken.
I thought it was a pretty good value pick, honestly.
Phenomenal value pick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, we can talk about like the pre-draft, whatever nonsense comes out pre-draft from like anonymous scouts or whatever, and maybe Luther got some favorable treatment during the week. Dude balls out on game day.
Well, I mean,
and the talent is like first. Like he had a down year this year. Had he come out last year, he would have been a surefire top 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was. I mean, 2 years ago, he was maybe good enough to be the number 1 receiver off the board.
Yeah, the talent is undeniable, and then it continued because on Tuesday, Arsenal lost in the first game of first leg of the Champions League final or semifinal round against PSG. And then Wednesday, the Lakers got eliminated by the Timberwolves.
These are all your squads.
So it's just like hit after hit after hit. Like you just can't catch a break.
At least cricket.
And then cricket saved me on Thursday.
Collins Eagles got my quarterback. They did. Was it Kyle McCord or the Syracuse guy?
He was the leading passer in college.
I thought it was a good pick. That way the Eagles don't have to go find a veteran quarterback or anything, spend money in free agency.
I saw Rich Eisen asked Howie Roseman about Shedeur's like fall in the draft and whether the Eagles were ever considering like picking up Shedeur. And I mean, Howie Roseman like was very diplomatic about
Sure.
like how he didn't really answer it, obviously, but that Shedeur, like Dom and I were talking about it because Shedeur was still on the board day 3 when we were on the air,
Yeah.
and then it ultimately played out the way it did, and we were saying like that Browns quarterback room, if Shedeur Sanders really is that good, he should start for the Browns.
Yeah, he's gonna have the opportunity.
There's no like insurmountable quarterback in that quarterback
No,
room.
I mean, I gotta imagine it's a 5-person race. I mean, Deshaun Watson's gonna be not starting the year, but
they won't keep 5 quarterbacks.
no, they can't. You can't keep 5 quarterbacks. You can't.
It's gonna be 3 quarterbacks that he has to beat. One of whom is injured, the other one who is also a rookie, and like Joe Flacco
and Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
they know Joe Flacco's like fine for a couple games, but not gonna. I guess Joe Flacco did move their offense really well. The like one time he randomly came back to play.
Who knows what they're gonna do? But if I had to guess, I'm guessing Joe Flacco's probably the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
to be.
he's a
but
leader.
There's a whole camp. There's a whole thing.
He's a
that's
leader
like,
in the clubhouse, but let's like, if Shedeur is that good, he should be able to beat out 38-year-old Joe Flacco.
It was a bit of a steal that late in the draft for sure.
And now he's probably going to be more motivated.
He should be, and
Not that falling in the draft should be reason to be motivated to play well as a rookie, but hey, any additional chip on your shoulder that you can get.
no, Lamar Jackson used that as there were 32 teams that passed on me in round 1, and now I'm going to show them all why.
He was the last pick of the first round, right?
Yeah, you might be right. I can't remember if he was.
The Ravens traded up to get him.
I think you're right. Yeah, with pick 32. I couldn't remember if he was the first pick of the second round or the last pick in the.
It's one of the
Yeah, 31 teams. I think you're right. I think he was the 32nd pick in round 1.
Yes.
31 teams passed on him. I mean, that was his whole motivation. So if Shedeur can use that, but that's what he's got to do. What? Oh, jeez. It's 10:30 in the morning. Can't be doing that. Shout out to Luke, I guess. But yeah, I totally lost my train of thought after that. Shedeur, more is coming out about kind of the pre-draft stuff that happened, and I don't think Dion did him any favors. Not that he was the reason necessarily, but seems like he interviewed pretty bad and whatever else. And
I think
teams just didn't want to take a chance.
The cloud of Dion, with all the rumors that like Dion will be an NFL coach and like he wants to coach Shedeur in the NFL, that also hurts, or like not hurts, but that's something that like in theory should you be evaluating that? No, but that's like part of the game. Like it's not just purely a talent thing.
Well, I know there was somebody, I can't remember who it was. Somebody was speculating if that was a reason. Like somebody like I don't know, even the let's just say the Browns. I don't know. Whoever was going to draft Shedeur, if the coach was already like close to the hot seat.
Yeah.
It's like, is that a reason not to get Shedeur because Dion's going to be involved? So it's like, if GM's like, okay, well, you're out, let's put Dion in.
Sure.
Like, are you kind of cutting your own head off by signing Shedeur Sanders?
But Stefanski is 2-time coach of the year, right?
At least one. I think you're right though. I think he has 2.
So
I don't think he's going anywhere.
So I don't think Stefanski's seat is hot.
I think the Saints was the one they were talking specifically.
Two-time Stefanski, 2-time coach of the year.
I thought the Browns were going to be pretty good last year. They weren't, but I thought they were going to be pretty good. I thought Deshaun Watson was going to capture a little bit more of the magic he had in Houston.
It's gone.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
It's gone.
That was it was already bad. All the guaranteed money was bad. The whole situation was bad. But
and Deshaun was, coming out of college, a guy who maybe in the college series. Deshaun was one of the best quarterbacks coming out of college.
Oh yeah, I thought the Bears were going to pick him when they traded up.
He was like the most slam dunk quarterback. And I mean, obviously, like Mahomes ended up being the best quarterback in that draft, but Deshaun Watson was like the most bona fide slam dunk. Like he beat one of the best Bama teams ever.
No, he was the number one quarterback,
game.
I think, on the board,
and was really good in Houston too.
Yeah, like great start to his career.
Phenomenal player in Houston, and then what happened? Like we know what happened after that, and it's just been all downhill since then. But Deshaun Watson is the type of player who could be in the and more of that college. Like you would think he would be a headliner player, but that's just how that college series is. Sometimes you get those like very well-known college players that just aren't in the headliners.
Oh yeah, no. There's been a ton. It's a really really fun series, especially adding in that it's a lottery series now. It makes it even better. Yeah, I love just speaking of college too, college basketball now. But I usually go out to the bragging rights game in St. Louis, which is always a blast. Not the last time, but the time before I went, it was freezing cold. It was like -2 degrees, and the wind was like 15, 20 miles an hour. Ooh. My beard and mustache literally froze to my face while we were walking there. And Missouri led the entire game. I mean, it was like 15-0 early, and they were always up by 15 points the entire game. Yeah. And I was like, that was not even worth it for like the walk.
I've tried to go to the bragging rights game. It just always like doesn't line up well with like the holidays.
Yeah.
Like it's very tough to line up with the holidays. But my sister was in St. Louis for the last like 4 years, and she's also U of I alum. So I was like trying to coordinate with her to, you know, I got a place to stay, like you can go to the game, but it just never really worked out. But yeah, that bragging rights game seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. And then I went last year, and obviously Illinois won, so it was a lot more fun for me. But they do a lot. Like they have a cheerleading competition where they hold like it'll be 3 Missouri people, 3 Illinois people. The guys hold up the girls, and they see who can hold them up the longest. So it's kind of you get that competition there too. And they take turns, kind of like, you know, Missouri's band will play, and you get all the Missouri chants. Yeah. The, you know, MIZ, ZOU, whatever. And then Illinois with the ILL, INI. Like, it's so much back and forth. And it feels like a home game at different points, depending on who's going on a run.
Did they play, I guess last year would have been the one. Did the PA guys play Mr. Brightside? That's like the unofficial.
I don't know. I don't remember that happening, but it might have happened.
Yeah. That's, the admin has tried to like tone that down a bit, but that's not going away.
Yeah, no. Why would you want to tone it down?
Because the admin can do some questionable things at times.
Thought this was a Bass Pro commercial, but recognized it was Colin. Yeah, I woke up, threw on a sweatshirt and a hat, and was out the door, man. What's the break to hop into? To be honest, I would say at this point in the show, it's probably this one. The NIL deal college. The single specifically, $99. I'll drop it in there. It's the closest break outside of the 1 and 4s. Obviously, there are 4 spots to go. But there are 4 speed flexes still available, including Josh Allen on the Wyoming speed flex, the ripped flex here of Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin, Indianapolis Colts. This bad boy right here, the Bo Nix ripped flex, Oregon, which is already kind of an alternate helmet. The throwback logo for the Denver Broncos. This thing is disgusting. And the Troy Polamalu. So 4 speed flexes. On top of that, we're still looking for CeeDee Lamb. We're looking for the triple signed Ohio State, Eddie George, Troy Smith, and Archie Griffin. We're looking for A.J. Brown, Terrell Davis, Steve Smith, and Ed Reed. So tons of photoed headliners still in this NIL deal lottery series. All of the listed names. Brian Thomas, who it's the first time I've seen him in the main break room, by the way. LaShawn McCoy, Hines Ward, Warren Moon, and Tim Brown, which is fantastic. And then all the lottery balls that are still alive, or you can get gift cards back as well. So only $99. Most of the lottery numbers are higher than that. So if you win the helmet and then you win a lottery, you're actually going to walk away with more money than what you started with, get a helmet for free. You're going to be in a Chase wheel spin. All good stuff for $99. So that's probably the place to play right now, I would say. It's 6 to go. We got a couple more spots, get it to 4 to go. We could probably get it done. Nothing much better than Mo Bamba at a Penn State wideout. Yeah.
The college traditions, you know, Jonathan Taylor, you mentioned speed flex in the college series at Wisconsin, jump around. Like, and they didn't have it for what, like two years because of COVID. And then the first time it came back, like, I think that was like the Fox like big noon kickoff. And Gus Johnson was like, you know, like after 570 days, Wisconsin, you can jump again. Or like, yeah, that's crazy.
Great. You are welcome, Mr. Insulaco. Good to have you in on a Saturday morning. Yeah, man, it's just so fun. College football atmospheres as a whole. My favorite tradition, and it's, I mean, not cheesy, but it's like an obvious pick, is the Iowa waving to the Children's Hospital.
That's good.
That's always a good one. Adorable one, too, and just nice. But, yeah, there's a ton, man. College football is fun. I know NIL in a lot of ways has changed the landscape. Better or worse, it's changed the landscape. But I like it because I kind of think it's even the playing field a little bit when it comes to the conferences. You know, I think Big Ten and maybe you disagree. I know you're an SEC guy for that, but I think Big Ten actually had a better football season as a whole than SEC did last year, which that hasn't happened in a long time.
I mean, hey, Big Ten had the number 1 seed in the college football playoff, the eventual college football playoff champion. Penn State was a semifinalist. So, I mean, Big Ten had top end of the Big Ten was definitely right up there with the SEC.
That's true. And then, the SEC runs a little bit deeper, I think, as a whole, because there were a lot of Big Ten teams that were just pretty
the SEC
bad.
was just beating up on each other. But, I mean, hard to argue with the results that the Big Ten produced. NIL has definitely, I think, the portal needs to be scheduled better. 100% agree with that. Jersey Slime, 100% agree. The portal, we can't have like 1,000 kids in the portal like a day after the regular season ends.
Yeah,
it just can't happen.
Well, and it sucks too for like the bowl games and whatever else. It's it's disappointing, and it was disappointing. I don't even know if necessarily it was the portal, but even like two years ago, I don't even know if you were here yet with the last college football playoffs, not the most recent one, but the one before, because I was such an advocate for Florida State, and I thought they got absolutely hosed out of it.
Yeah.
And then Georgia obviously beat the absolute brakes off of Florida State, but it was like all of the Florida State kids were gone.
Right.
They declared for the draft. They were doing nobody played
for. Yeah.
Yeah, because what are you playing for? Exactly.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, what's the point of playing in a game like that when you're gonna go pro? Like, what if you tear an ACL or something stupid playing in the Flamin' Hot Cheetos Bowl? I know that's not what it was, but who cares? Just bowl games in general. I'm like, if you're not playing in a massive like playoff, I don't know. I mean, if I knew I was going to go pro, or even if I was coming back for another year and I felt like I could go pro after that, I'm not going to play in a bowl game. Like, that's just me.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, which I think obviously doesn't benefit really the bowls because they're trying to get sponsorships and trying to get the best athletes out there. But like the NCAA has long benefited from these rules, so it's nice to see the players being 100%. Able to market.
I have nothing.
Yeah, I have nothing against NIL or the portal,
but I agree with the portal
or the portal for that, Matt. Like, I don't really disagree. Like, if you want to play 4 different years at 4 different schools, like, be my guest and do that. But I do think it needs to be scheduled better. Like, you can't just have everyone jumping ship like immediately after the regular season ends.
Well, and there's a lot of like blame on the kids too when it comes to the portal, which I think is just wrong. Because look at Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is making $300,000. I think. Oh yeah. Now. He would have been making like $6 million if he transferred and got an NIL deal. Like, why would you not do that if you're a kid?
All the headliners in the 11 headliners. I think 1 is gone.
I think it's 2. Luke Kuechly's gone. Okay, Kuechly's gone. Patrick Willis, I think, are the 2 gone in the minis.
The 2 linebackers. 2 prominent linebackers are gone, but everyone else is there in the minis.
Yeah, the 4.0 salute to service, too, by the way. First time I've seen this in the room on Darrelle Revis. So this is the first 4.0. It might not be the first one you guys have seen, but the first one I've seen here in the break room for Darrelle Revis. But Phil Simms, Roger Staubach, Sterling Sharp, Jamar Chase, Max Crosby, Marshall Faulk, and Josh Jacobs. So, again, land that NFC North. You can win Sterling Sharp and Josh Jacobs in the same go. I'm sure there's other double-ups, too. Like I know Michael Vick's in the listed headliner section. If that's on an Eagle, you can pair that up with Roger Staubach or Phil Simms, which you can win those 2 together as well. So you got some options. Trouble with NIL is that the rich schools just get richer. Who was the quarterback at Tennessee who was holding them hostage for more money and left for USC?
Yeah.
UCLA. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, Nico.
It's yes and no. I mean, I feel like yes, but also it also kind of feels like the really rich.
The rich schools were already getting richer.
Right. Like
Alabama was already getting all the best recruits.
But I kind of feel like it brought them down a peg almost because it's like a top recruit might be like, I mean, I'm going to get more playing time and get more money or something from Wisconsin or whatever. So they left. So it's like they're not as deep as they once were.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But still good. I mean, you're never going to see that power shift, right? Like, San Diego State isn't magically going to be better than every team in the SEC and Big Ten. They might have a good year, but they're going to lose those guys to NIL and whatever else. That's just the nature of the beast.
NIL has hurt the mid-tier schools.
Yeah.
The most. Like, and especially in college basketball, that's like the easiest way easiest one to jump. Like Florida Atlantic, like mid-major schools, right? Like Florida Atlantic, 3 of their 5 starters from their Final Four team were in the Sweet 16, but all on teams that were
Yep.
not Florida Atlantic. And it's like, well, that's the result of
Right.
like all the mid-major schools get housed because all these guys, jump for bigger money once they
and
play.
it kind of
well.
sucks. It's almost like playing on a minor league team and
Right.
performing really well, and then you get the call up to the majors, and that is kind of like you said, that divide from being a top school in college basketball to a middle school or
Yeah,
even a
but
low school.
the rich schools were already getting rich.
Right. It's not like it didn't really change that. And I don't think it was made to be evened
Right.
out in the sense of
Right.
like, let's have an even playing field for every single school. And that's just not realistic, right? I mean, the truth is Alabama generates a hell of a ton more money than, let's say, Illinois State or Northern Illinois, That's just how it works. Yeah. Does anybody want to buy into the vault double? Again, 15 and 17 chance at headliners or vault keys in that one. That means like in a double box break, if somehow by a miracle of God we do not hit a vault key or a headliner, it's going to be 15 and 15, 100% every single box from
Yeah.
there on out is headliners and vault keys. That's like literally the situation in the vault. That's definitely a series at one point. It's going to go off. It has to. There's too much good stuff left. So many headliners left. And the ratios are insane. So highly, highly recommend it. Steven, one way or another, I would just buy into it, get the party started, because it's going to go down.
Right.
At some point today, if
get
not
your-
today,
get your
tomorrow.
spots.
Yeah.
Get your spots before it really starts to heat up.
Well, we'll see what we're going to do. It's 10:45, and so far we've done Steven's personal, and that is it. Only kind of sporadic orders across the board. We did get another person into the quad box break for the NIL deal college. So, I mean, that's obviously an option we can play. Get a quick chase wheel spin under our belt. So we'll give you guys a little bit more time, but we will see where we go. Richard school in the world is Harvard, but they put their money more. Yeah, exactly.
Jay's in the chat. It doesn't look like he's willing to deal that Gronk.
Yeah, right. There's been a lot of
And
interest in your Gronk,
I can't
Jay.
blame him for not wanting to get rid of that.
No, a lot of interest in your Gronk, Jay. So if you are interested in trading, there are some people interested, but obviously it is going to you, my man. Congrats on that sick looking helmet.
Really nice looking helmet.
And still some more sick ones in there. I mean, the Gronk is gone, but again, the ripped flex for Tony Romo is still alive. You still got the Jamar Chase ripped flex as well. And a lot of other big names like
That
Puka Nacua,
Jamar,
Lawrence Taylor.
that Jamar and obviously the Romo is great too. That Jamar and I know it's a rep helmet, but that Puka helmet is also really nice.
Yeah, the Rave.
Yeah.
Don't see a lot of this yet. There's another Rave too with Marshall Falk on the full size authentic. So some options, guys. Again, 15 and 17 when it comes to headliners or vault keys, which is just, I mean, about as good of odds as you can get. And yes, the Gronk is gone, but the have 15 and 17, 2 speed flex is still in play, and one of them's Jamar Chase. I mean, worth the play. Worth the play. But yes, 5 to go in the mini helmets too, so that's getting close. It's actually our closest right now. Trying to help the cause, says King MC. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, a lot of interest in the Gronk, but again, as good as it is, there should be also focus. Somebody got into the double, by the way, for the vault.
That I believe King MC was in the double vault.
So there you go, Steven. You got somebody in if you want to hop in, help the cause, as King MC was saying. But yeah, lots of big stuff still out there. And then looking, let's see if there's any double ups here. Phil Simms is a listed headliner, so you can pair that up with the Lawrence Taylor camo authentic. We got Jared Verse out there, so obviously
Verse and Nacua would be the
double up your Rams.
double up with the Rams.
Tony Romo speed flex, Lawrence Taylor authentic as well in that NFC East. So yeah, definitely some options, guys. And again, it's 15 in 17 for headliners or vault keys. So we'll stay on a little bit later, see if anybody wants to get into anything else. 5 to go in the minis, 6 to go in the quad box break for the NIL, and then 6 to go in the single box break for the NIL. I like that. King MC says that Gronk is awesome, but I've been interested in the Chase from the start.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my favorite helmet.
Chase
that's
is
left.
Chase is also in the minis as a headliner, but that Chase speed flex in the vault, it's gonna be tough to
It's pretty nice.
pass up.
Yeah, he had an unbelievable season last year. Obviously, one of the best wide receivers, if not the best in the NFL. 127 catches, 1,708 yards, and 17 touchdowns. And he has been, shooting that clip his entire career.
You think you think the Bengals regret not paying him before last season?
I don't know. I mean, he still had a pretty good year, but obviously they had to pay a lot more.
Yeah. The Bengals have committed, and I don't know what the number is now because the cap we'll get an official number on what the actual salary cap will be. They've committed 45% of their cap to Burrow, Chase, and T. Higgins.
It's ridiculous.
About half their cap is going to 3 players.
And that's
on a 53 man roster.
And that's what's going to be interesting. And I think what hurt him last year even is just, yes, you have probably the best quarterback and receiver trio, those 3 maybe in the league. But is it almost too good to the point where it's like you're never going to grow the rest of your team? They have to win in the draft, and they have to win on low-end free agents is pretty much where they're at. I like Chase Brown, obviously, as a Illinois fan, but Chase Brown's electric.
Great running back.
But I'm more worried about the defense and the offensive line. Yeah. So we'll see.
I think Bengals are the AFC version of the old Saints with Drew Brees.
I was about to say, I don't know about the Saints right now.
Not the new Saints.
They're definitely better than the Saints right now.
Yeah, the Sean Payton, Drew Brees Saints.
But I hear what you're saying.
First in offense, 32nd in defense.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's a testament to Drew Brees, in my opinion, too. I'm a huge Drew Brees bumper. You'll come to know.
Yeah, huge Drew Brees fan. He was a listed headliner in one of these. He's not on the board. Yeah, he was in the series. I think he was may have been in that Diamond series.
Yeah, cap space wise. Yeah, I know he was in the practice squad too, but cap space wise is it's an issue, man. It's an issue, and like Chimney said, they probably should have done something about it before now, and they probably could have avoided this issue. I know our guy Mike, who's our marketing guy, not the breaker, but marketing guy Mike. That's a good nickname for him. Marketing guy Mike. Big Bengals fan and big on the analytical side of things, and is just extremely frustrated with the way they've handled it all. And yeah, I mean it's hard to get better when you don't have money to pay good players. You know what I mean? You have to, like I said, you have to hit in the draft, and you have to hit on what free agents you can afford. And I just don't know if they've done it. They play in a tough division too, obviously, with Baltimore being out there, just kind of running the tables. But we'll see what happens. See what happens here in the breaks too, guys. 10:51. We'll probably go to like 11. If anything gets to like 3 to go, we could probably stay on and break it. But we are moving a little bit. We've seen some action here, but still 5 to go in the mini helmets. That remains to be our closest break. 6 to go now though in the vault double. 6 to go in the single for the NIL deal, and 6 to go in the quad in the NIL deal. So we are still not even halfway on anything yet. So we do need to see some stuff picking up here in the next 8 minutes. Otherwise, no Chase Wheelspin. We'll sign off at 11 and call it done. The good news for you guys is there is another show at noon. There's another show at 3. There's another show at 6. So there's plenty of time all day today to get these breaks done. And if it doesn't happen today for some reason, same schedule tomorrow and the next day and the next day. 4 shows every single day, guys.
Yep.
We will, Jay. 100%. Let's talk about the vault. We have the replica helmet for Puka Nacua still out there. The 2 speed flexes, Tony Romo and Jamar Chase, both ripped, looking gorgeous with that orange visor, especially on Jamar Chase. There's the Marshall Faulk Rave Authentic still alive. Lawrence Taylor on the Camo Authentic, and Jordan Love, full-size Authentic on the Winter Warning. And all the listed names, I believe, are still there. Patrick Willis, Phil Simms, and Jared Verse. There's still 3 vault keys. The $300 vault key is still alive. Talked about it earlier, but it's a 15 and 17 chance at headliners or vault keys right now, which is insane.
It looks like Willis is gone.
Willis is gone.
It looks like it on the board. I don't see Willis on the.
You're right. Phil Simms and Jared Verse.
Simms and Verse are still there, and obviously you mentioned the vault keys. You're pretty much looking at getting something out of the double.
Yeah, I actually think now that I'm looking at it, it's 5, 6, 7, 8 headliners left in 17 boxes.
Oh, okay.
And then 3 vault keys makes it 11 and 17. So there are.
So not quite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite
15.
as good, but it's still 11 and 17. It's pretty good. Any signed Star Wars Funkos for tomorrow's breaks? We literally brought it up at the meeting. We were like, May the 4th be with you. Why didn't we think of something like that? I thought what would have been cool actually is to have like maybe flash helmets, like having like green flash helmets, so like Seahawks and Packers. So it's like green lightsabers, blue flash helmets for the blue lightsabers. Have like the Ravens flash for like the purple one. You know, do something more like that. But
no red ones. No,
we could do red. Yeah. Any flash helmet or Rave helmet.
Because there's so much red. Red team. There's a lot of red for the NFL, right? 49ers, Cardinals, Chiefs.
Yeah, but just having like an all flash / Rave,
Yeah.
so it's very colorful like the lightsabers, but nothing that I know of that we're doing for May the 4th be with you, which is
Even the Bills would be in that red.
I know they are doing the third Star Wars is in theaters again, celebrating its 25 years, which is pretty awesome. I don't know how big of a Star Wars buff you are or not, but
I've seen all the films, like all the feature films. I've seen. I watched some of the like miniseries.
Yeah.
Like, I heard good things about Andor.
I've
that
not
just
seen
came
Andor,
out.
but yeah, I've heard that too.
I saw the first season and don't really remember much of it. But
Yeah.
I guess the second season has like been super huge. Obviously, Mandalorian was big for Star Wars. So I've definitely like dabbled there, but I've never really been like a huge.
Yeah,
Star
you're not
Wars
like a
guy.
Star Wars nerd or
Yeah.
anything. I would consider myself like a mini nerd. Like I love Star Wars, but I'm not like so into like all the lore, can tell you everything about every character and whatever. But I've seen like all the Clone Wars, like the cartoon thing that's all canon, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. But Kittle Flex 900, if anybody wants to end up clapping cheeks for that. But yeah, it's good. I don't think we're gonna have anything for tomorrow though, unfortunately. 5 minutes, guys. Let me know if we want to get into anything. I know we're trying to push in a couple, the vault specifically, so that double box break wouldn't be a bad place to go. But we are moving as well on the NIL deal colleges. Both of those are great ones. Again, if we do want to push on a 1 and 4 late, it is a ×2 wheel spin. Plus, you get into the all breaks wheel spin, so could win up to $300 playing in the 1 and 4. Not to mention all the stuff that's still in that one, which is a lot. I think that's one of those ones that we've lost a couple of things, and it's maybe, driven people a little bit away. The Brett Favre, the Mahomes, the Harper, and the Sandberg specifically. The Tatis is gone. But still, the Sterling Sharp, Shannon Sharp, dual signed one is there. The Steve Smith ripped flex, the Kevin Garnett, the Erling Haaland, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Roman Reigns, Evgeny Malkin, Stockton, Wade, Bedard, Jackson. There's so much stuff still out there in the 1 and 4. And it's got one of the best and more sections in the game. So definitely get in there. We've literally gotten banned on that one. So a break that even YouTube wouldn't let us have at one point. My favorite movie with Star in the title is Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I cannot tell you about anything about Star Trek.
Same.
I know Captain Kirk and I know Spock. I don't even know.
That's about it.
I don't know what Spock's job is on the ship. I know this. I know that's like the Prosper thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know much about Star Trek. Very little. Probably the one of like the major franchises, like you talk like Harry Potter, Lord of the, like that's
yeah.
the one I know the least about. Don't know a lot about superhero like Marvel. I've seen most of the movies, but I'm not like a big Marvel head.
Yeah, Marvel has kind of dropped off a little bit since Iron Man and Captain America have departed the franchise.
Well, it's kind of a weird thing. I actually admire what they did, where it's like they built this up so much
yeah.
and like so much like you get Iron Man's backstory, which is why like this was significant in this Avengers movie or whatever, and happens for all the characters. But yeah, like you said, it's kind of like it came to a climax, and now they're kind of rebuilding it a little bit to try to like get some more interest. Yeah, but I don't know. Harry Potter, I'm like half and half on.
Never a big Harry. I haven't read any of the Harry Potter.
I haven't read
books.
any books. No,
Not a big reader, so there were some other there were some other like other factors in why that never happened.
Yeah, it wasn't just Harry Potter.
And I think I only saw the first 3 movies.
Dude, we're like in the same boat.
But
I think I've seen the first 4 and that's it.
Yeah,
and they've
but,
given
like-
me a ton of crap here because Common and Steven love Harry Potter.
I don't know, man. Like maybe I just grew out of the whole pointing the magic wand and just yelling some stuff and weird things happen. Like maybe not really.
I was
not really for
rewatching
me.
them with my girlfriend. We only got to I think the 3rd one, but the first one is just so ridiculous. The ending is so ridiculous. Slytherin wins all year long. They've done a great job, playing by the rules, whatever, winning the House Cup, and then Dumbledore just stumbles in and says, yeah, here's 1,000 gajillion points to Hogwarts or Gryffindor.
Oh,
and they're
man.
going to win the cup just like that. Like, no wonder Slytherin is so angry all the time. I'd understand. But anyway.
Rough last minute save there.
Yeah.
By Dumbledore.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Lord of the Rings is pretty good. But then
The movies are just so long.
they are long. It's a lot. Even The Hobbit's pretty good too. I would say that's probably my second one behind
Yeah.
Star Wars is Lord of the Rings. But anywho, 1 minute, guys. I think we're still sitting relatively
Haven't seen
open.
any movement on the the vault double or the minis. Those are the minis were 5 to go, and the vault was 6 to go. That college was also 6 to go. Haven't seen any movement on any of those series. Got some late traction here, but haven't seen anything after that.
Yeah,
on
we're
any of
actually
those.
probably seeing the most viewership right now than we've seen all show, which of course makes sense. A lot of people probably waking up from the UA After Dark because they went to like 4:15 in the morning. So
Yep.
yeah, definitely got a little bit of groundwork done for this show. I think that's probably gonna do it for us. There's another show though in an hour, so hopefully these guys that are in here like kind of see it. Take a look, guys. The 1 and 4, the college, the mini helmets, the vault. I mean, there's so much stuff that's in pretty good positions right now. Highly recommend hopping into any of them. And you can play while we're off the air. So that's all good. I think are you coming back for?
I'm back for noon.
Back for
I'm
noon.
back for noon, and I'll be back at 3 as well.
There you go. You got
So I'll be
Chinmay all
here
day.
for pretty much most of the day.
I don't know who comes after. Mike?
Well, it's usually just Dom and I for the
Right.
for the whole show, or for all 3 of the shows. But Dom is in Vegas.
Yeah, what a
And
guy.
as much as we love the UA break room, I'm gonna say that Vegas is probably a better experience for him.
Yeah, I think he's okay. We should have given him some boxes and let him go live out there.
Than this. But I want to say that
I think
Nick,
it's Mike.
I think Nick is covering
Nick.
for him.
Somebody will be here.
Somebody else will be here.
Somebody
I can
will be
guarantee
here.
you that.
Yeah, it will not be me.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's either. Well, I see Nick and Mike both
Oh, boy.
in the weekend crew. So who knows?
It's a mystery, guys.
Yeah.
It's a mystery on who will be here. I actually won't be back here until I think next Monday. Like not even this coming, the next Monday after that. So it'll be a
Big
minute
week
for
off.
me.
He's like the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, that's
Just
right.
Taking a whole week.
Taking
off.
a whole week off and then coming back for some destruction, hopefully. But yeah, guys, obviously keep attacking the page. There's too much good stuff to be left out there. 4 Speed Flex is still in the college. Tons of great stuff in the 1 and 4. And then the vault having such good ratios right now. 100% recommend that. Chinmay, it's fun working for you.
Yeah.
Wish we could have done more boxes, obviously.
Yeah,
but
would have been nice to open a few boxes here, but hey, sometimes it happens when you got a great UA After Dark show.
yeah, right. Hopefully it's just all setup stuff for you and whoever's going to be in the chair for 12 and 3. And again,
We'll
guys,
find out who's in
one
the
way or
chair.
another. But 9, 12, 3, and 6 every single day, guys. That is Sunday through Saturday. So make sure you're here. If you have any spots that didn't fill during the show, they're just going to carry over to the show at noon. So be ready. Less than an hour. It'll be Chinmay again and somebody in the host chair. Probably Kentucky Derby will be happening during that time too, so you guys will know if journalism got the job done or not.
I think that'll be in the later show. I think
Yeah.
it runs at like 5 or something.
Is it that
Yeah,
late?
I think it's it's.
I think
pretty
the
late.
coverage must start at like 1:30.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw it
pretty-
was
yeah.
that, but I know they have like other races that happen too, and
Oh yeah, like the Kentucky Oaks or something.
I have no idea.
It's like right before. God knows why I need 4 hours of horse racing coverage, but hey, NBC can do what they want.
if there's one day to get it, I guess it's this, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I will see you later on. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Have fun with Chinmay and whoever's here, and the guys tonight with Joe and Rip, I think. But
Yep.
all this stuff is here. There's going to be new series to replace these series. So as late as you guys want to go, as long as you want to go, that is why we are here to rip some sick memorabilia.
See you at noon.
Yeah, we will see.